to another edition of Crime and Coffee. I am Mike.
And I am Allison.
Yeah, babe. And we're a married couple of what, maybe 15, 17, 19 years?
Are you fucking for real right now?
It's 19 years.
We're coming up on 20.
Well, about how many years has it been?
19.
Okay, so it's 19 years, and we've been married, and oh gosh, it's been lovely. And
we've been together for what, 25 years?
Yeah.
Long time. We were 16.
Yep.
We were babies.
And we're, we take turns every week coming up with some, crime sort of thing, spooky sort of story, usually crime. So far, so good. It's been crime and a murder of some sort, and then going over it. Neither of us knows which one we're going to talk about. I did ask you this week if you've heard of this person, because it's kind of a huge case.
Well, you like to ask me if other podcasts are doing this case, just to make sure we're not like overdoing it.
Yeah.
I try not to talk about any topic I've heard on a podcast that I listen to.
Right.
Just because I don't like hearing the same story over and over.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my perspective. So I do know the name of the person you're doing today. And I know I've heard her mentioned on other podcasts, not as their topic, but as an update. Mm-hmm. And I feel like I should know more about this case, but I don't.
Right.
So I'm excited that you're talking about it.
Hey, it's going to be in one tiny little package for everybody to listen to today. So there's a lot of like different podcasts that have 2 or 3 or 4 episodes compared to this, or like dedicated to it.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be interesting.
Part 1, 2, 3. We're gonna put it in one package.
You know what I'm thinking right now? The people that are listening right now already know what it is because they read the title to the podcast.
True.
How about that?
We're just wasting their time right now. We're actively wasting their time.
They're like, shut up, get on with the story.
Just shut the F up.
Yeah, I'm trying to drive to work here. I want to listen to the story. I'm folding some laundry. I just want to get to the next thing. Shut your mouths.
I am drinking some coffee from Starbucks. It is the Nitro Cold Brew Sweet Cream. So it's the Nitro Sweet Cream Cold Brew is what it is. It's only 70 calories and it is absolute perfection. If you have not tried it, I urge you to do so.
It's fantastic.
I mean, I take a drink and I'm like, I feel like it can't be 70 calories.
Well, yeah, I kind of agree with that because it's too good.
But then again, they blatantly post that, a Frappuccino is like 800, so why lie about this?
Right.
I'm just going to say it's accurate.
Yeah.
I'm going to make myself feel better. It is 70 calories, though it tastes divine.
Yeah.
So I urge you to get one.
Yeah, that's
now. You should probably go in your car right now and just get one.
If you have a Starbucks near you, and 90% of America does, I would get one. And you're drinking the Nitro Brew the day after that you've actually ordered it. I think right away it's like certainly.
It's pretty damn good. Yeah, we got it yesterday, and I put it in the fridge for today. But it's just, I swear to you, it's just as good the next day.
Yeah,
because you can't drink caffeine later in the day. You go to Starbucks, get it, and save it for the next morning.
Yeah, absolutely. It's wonderful. I'm drinking my own, I talk about this like every week, but San Francisco Bay French
You're
roast.
like their spokesman.
I know. And oh gosh, it's just so good. Costco doesn't sell it anymore, unfortunately.
That's weird.
But Amazon does, and Amazon sells everything.
Amazon is where I do about 98% of my shopping.
Yeah. Well, this front door shows it because
Mike, it's called Christmas. We've been over this.
Oh, is Christmas all year long?
Here's your daily Amazon package.
I'm like, motherfucker, it's Christmas. Do you want to take over and do the Christmas shopping, Mike?
No.
And the wrapping and all of that?
No, I'm quite happy doing almost nothing in the house.
Well, then shut your damn mouth.
And it's not that I insist that I do nothing. It just so happens that you're like super obsessed with doing everything.
Oh, I don't think so, Mike. I don't think so.
Yeah. Oh, because I've honed this skill of
Mike
not doing everything well, and then you've just kind of taken over everything. So
you do
nice.
Everything just fine. You're just so slow.
Yeah.
So slow. The saying in the house is, Mike, what are you doing?
Oh my God, is that the saying?
What
Jeepers
are
creepers.
you doing?
Yeah, and that's why I try to hide in the house. The only reason I want a big house is so I can hide from you somewhere, so that I can actually do my own thing and sit down sometime before nighttime.
Oh, you're such a liar.
Yeah, it's nice.
Oh, babe, I'm going upstairs to play my game.
Hey, why the hell does everybody think that playing video games is a big dorky thing?
Because you're a big dork.
Your sister came over for Thanksgiving, and her boyfriend was like, Mike, tell her how it's like okay to play video games or whatever. And I was like, okay, what do you like doing at night? Allison's sister. I don't want to say her name.
Her name is Lauren.
Okay. So, Lauren, what do you do at night? Well, I watch movies and shows. Okay. Well, you like to have your multimedia delivered to you. like a passive
I
way.
have no problem with you playing video games.
I like to do it in an involved way. I like to be involved in my entertainment. So
I have no problem with that.
Yeah.
My problem is if, you're staying up too late and it's affecting your sleep.
right, and I'm still.
I want
doing
my
okay.
husband happy and healthy.
Absolutely.
Because I love you.
Yeah, that's you know what? That's what it sounded like. It sounded like you were like, I just love you and I want the best for you. That's where I wanted to make sure that's what it was.
I want to nurture you.
Yeah. And you're also worried about calories with your coffee. You mentioned 75 or 96,
70.
whatever it was, 70 calories per coffee because you're doing a little, you've lost quite a bit of weight.
I have lost a shit ton of weight because I had gained a shit ton of weight.
Yeah, you did.
Turns out I got kind of heavy for me.
Yeah.
I don't judge anybody else. What's healthy and happy for somebody, it may not be for me. And it wasn't for me. And I was pretty miserable. And I finally faced the scale back in June. And holy crap, I was shocked. I was like, how did this happen? What do I do? Now, mind you, I am a clinical dietitian, but I work more with like critically ill patients, malnutrition, all that good stuff. I don't counsel people on the outpatient for weight loss. I know what to do. It's just, actually doing it. And I did it. I just counted calories, weighed myself daily. And this morning I am down 29 pounds on the dot.
The best part of this whole thing is looking at old pictures of you.
And being like, oh, even the kids.
Yeah. And it looks like I showed a picture of you and all your friends the other day. And
Back from May.
Yeah, I showed you the other day, but it was back from May. And it looks like they took you and just made you wider.
Like they
kind of pinched
expanded
and
it.
zoomed. You know how you pinch and zoom on an iPhone or Android? It looked like, you just took your sides and moved you sideways. And it was crazy. Like, it looked like there was something wrong with the picture. Like, it got screwed up.
But then you looked at everybody else and
Yeah.
everybody else looked the same.
Yeah, and it was amazing. And at the time, I didn't think anything of it. I thought you're beautiful, and you were, and you are always. But it's just amazing, the transformation. And
Even
then-
my friends are like, you didn't even seem like you were heavy back then. I'm like, oh, I was. And if you look back at the pictures, that's where it's just like, wow,
Yeah.
I guess you were.
Yeah, and I took a little pee-pee this morning and I happened to give a little glance at you. I'm like, ooh, man, she looks pretty damn good. I was going to take a picture of you and show you. Like, you were kind of putting your hair up and everything, and it's a nice little side profile.
It feels good to feel more like myself again.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, great job. You've been doing, and I just want you to be healthy also. So,
Oh, for sure. And Mike says that because back in the day, in my teens, I did have a problem with an eating disorder.
like a lot of dietitians do.
Yes. I heard in my class in college, 60% of dietitians have had an eating disorder.
I believe
So
it.
I did. I had anorexia when I was a teenager, but never again will I go down that road. I mean, you have to care for your health, especially I'm at 42 years old. I can't mess around with that crap.
No.
That
right.
was like a full-time job.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're getting off course here. Are you ready?
I'm ready, but real quick, I just want to give a shout out to Dom over at the Horror House podcast. Not horror.
I was like, wait, what?
No, it's about hookers, and he does a good job reviewing hookers. No,
Dom over at the Horror House.
horror.
Horror.
Yeah, Horror House.
That's a hard one.
It
Horror.
is. It's so hard to say horror. Maybe other people are better. I just have a problem saying words. So.
I see you're having a problem with that one.
Yeah, it's the morning. I got to have my coffee. So the Horror House podcast, super cool guy, and his voice is like amazing.
Okay, I'm gonna write that down.
He's an English bloke.
Oh, I
So-
love the
I know.
English.
I thought of you right away. So
Oh, they are the best.
me and him chatted a little bit, and I told him, "Hey, your podcast is awesome. He's brand new, and he sounds like very professional. Like, have you been doing this for a while?" And he's like, "No, man. And thanks for the kudos and everything." So he reviewed us, and we did awesome as well. So
Oh, that's nice.
nice fellow out there. And we also had some people message us and just giving us some shout outs and stuff like that. Don't know if they want their name said. So hey, thank you for reviewing us, 5 stars on the Apple Podcasts and all that stuff. But enough of that stuff. Thank you so much for listening. Let's get to the story, right?
I want to say thank you as well, because it really does mean a lot to us. Because when we're sitting here in our home and just speaking into these microphones, we don't know if anyone's listening or how they're receiving us or how we sound to people. So the positive feedback truly warms our hearts.
Yeah, and a little side note, I want to be doing this instead of my real job. So, if we can get some kind of income going from this thing, then...
Oh, I don't know, Mike. I like waking up at 4:30 in the morning and working like a lunatic for 9 hours. It's just fabulous. I don't want to quit my full-time job and do this.
Oh, I feel
I'm
opposite.
being facetious.
I feel the exact opposite. So.
I'm being facetious.
And I only wake up at 7, so I don't even feel that.
And I do love my job, so if anyone from work is listening to this, I really do.
You do.
I do.
You do.
But you know how it is. You're
It's work.
you're a slave to your job.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
Anyway, neither here nor there.
Without-
Mike, take it away.
Thank you. So, I did as much research as I could on this thing. Given a week. So there's going to be definitely a lot of different things here. I need your help because there's a lot of names.
Okay, I've got paper and pen, which Mike normally does, but I don't. But it's a lot. And you know what's funny? When you're listening to somebody else podcast, you absorb it so much better than when you're doing it.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I was listening to Morbid and they were like, oh, did I say that yet? And in my head, I'm like, oh yeah, you already said that.
Okay.
But I know how that is. Like you're talking and you're like, did I say that?
So
yes.
I need your help.
Yes, I'm going to help
that.
you.
Great. Wonderful. So this is the story of Lori Vallow. She's very, very well known, unfortunately.
Yes, I definitely know the name.
So for those that don't know about her, she's known as the Doomsday Mom. She's been called the monster and a cult mom.
Holy Lord. I hope my kids never call me Doomsday Mommy.
I hope they don't call you cult mom either.
I hope not.
Yeah. So just mom is fine.
Mom is good.
She's accused of murdering her children.
Jesus.
Tylee Ryan and JJ Vallow.
Jesus.
Who vanished in September of 2019. She's pretty good looking.
Really?
Yeah.
How old is she?
48.
Okay.
I knew you were going to ask that, so I wrote down.
I like to picture what somebody's going to look like. And it was Ryan, JJ, and Tylee?
No. It's two kids. One is named Tylee Ryan.
Oh, okay.
Her last name is Ryan
Got it.
From another husband. And the other is JJ Vallow. Yeah.
Got it.
So two kids. Tylee Ryan and JJ Vallow. Okay. So she's, pretty fit, blonde, blue eyes, an ex-Miss Texas contestant.
Wow.
Yeah. So pretty good looking chick. Very confident, like just carries herself. Like every video you see of her just kind of looks like she thinks she's pretty cool and has her shit together, basically. So let's start this in 2006.
Okay.
So the way I like to do it, I like to do it timeline-wise.
Me too.
Like every time I look up stuff, I try to find a timeline and then add details around everything.
Yeah.
So, in 2006, Lori married businessman Charles Vallow. He happened to be her fourth husband.
Wow. She was busy.
Yeah, busy lady. The previous marriages came and went, and she'd gone through some psychiatric evaluations, like all of us do, I guess.
I've never been psychiatrically evaled, but that's...
Not by a professional. I do evaluate you every day.
No judgment there. I don't think there's anything wrong with getting help.
Absolutely not. Actually, in this story, had she gotten more help, I think.
Okay, so in 2006, she decided to go get a psychiatric eval on her own accord?
No, from divorces and stuff, and the husband was accusing her of being a crazy Mormon. And
now, was she ordered to have this evaluation done, or did she do it herself?
I don't know.
Okay, I was wondering if she was being proactive or if she was forced into it.
Now, there's more questions too, and I want you to ask all of them.
Okay.
Because I wondered a lot of these things, and it's so hard to find information on this case because there's so many websites and news places that just give you the same crap.
Right. Or sometimes things give you conflicting information.
Yeah.
It's like, which was true.
And one of them is The Sun, which is kind of like a tabloid, so I don't want to take things from them as fact, and it's tough. But
so I'm sorry if I ask a question and I'm putting you on the spot and you don't know the answer. Just say
it's going to happen.
I don't know.
There's so much of this that's going to happen, and I apologize. But
okay.
I got the gist of it here. So and some good details. So she was charming, always made it seem like she was the victim and people bought it.
Ugh, the worst.
Yeah.
I hate victims.
Yeah, and she could just because she's good looking and just charms the pants off everybody, basically. Like she's manipulative and just kind of knows her shit. She's frustrating. So Charles, her husband, converted to the Church of Latter-day Saints, which is Mormon, to be with Lori. Friends say it appeared that they had a happy marriage. There's search text messages and stuff, no history of abuse or anything like that. Charles' brothers said he was always looking for some spiritual direction and that he would do anything to make Lori happy.
Oh, well, that's a nice husband.
Sure. I mean, all marriages are different, so I'm sure there was challenges anywhere. Together, the couple was raising Tylee Ryan. So that's one kid, Tylee Ryan, a cute blonde teenager from Lori's daughter from a previous marriage.
Okay.
So her her third marriage.
Got it. And JJ is...
I'll tell you right now.
Okay.
So in 2014, JJ joined the family. Lori and Charles Vallow adopted JJ Vallow.
Okay.
He was the grandson. This is kind of, you know how it's like people tell you the grandson of this person's sister's brother. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of that kind of shit in this story.
Sure.
So he was the grandson of Charles's sister, Kay Woodcock.
Okay. Charles's sister?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's easy.
Okay. So JJ had autism, and April Raymond, who was Lori's friend, said Lori was patient and an ideal mother for him. So they took him on. The current situation he was in wasn't good. So
yeah, I imagine there was trouble there, maybe with drugs or something.
Maybe, yeah. So
who knows?
Mm-hmm. So they took him on and adopted him. Tylee, the daughter, embraced being JJ's big sister. She even jokingly referred to herself as like JJ's mom.
We call our daughter that, mommy number 2.
Yeah, she's like, he's my child, and she's a cute kid, took care of him, all that
What
stuff.
was their age difference between the 2 kids? Was it big? Because you said Tylee was a teenager.
So Tylee is 16 and JJ was 7.
Got it.
Yeah, everything was pretty good. You can kind of look into the family. And so that was in 2014 when they adopted JJ. Fast forward to 2017.
Okay.
The family dynamic started to change a little bit. Relatives say that Lori's relationship with her children changed. So you can see like a stark difference. Kind of things are just different. Her friends say she had been reading the books of Doomsday author Chad Daybell. This is a very, very important name to this whole thing.
And his name was Chad Daybell?
Yep.
Okay.
You're going to know it very, very well.
Okay. And he's a doomsday writer, so like end of the world type of deal?
Yeah, fiction.
Got it.
Yep. Just kind of Jesus is going to be coming again, and the end of the world is coming. There's going to be a huge storm.
That's
people
heavy.
are going to die. Yeah.
Like I couldn't imagine laying in bed at night and reading about that.
Oh, bad shit.
Impending like feeling of doom, and we can't control or know what's going to happen. So what's the point? That's
Right.
my thoughts.
Right. Well, he wrote the fiction about it, but he also thought it was actually going to happen too.
One would imagine. Yes.
Yeah. So pretty convincing stuff. Interestingly, also, he at one point was a cemetery sexton.
A what?
A cemetery sexton. So I didn't know what that was. SEXTON.
Never heard that in my life.
Basically somebody that runs a cemetery.
Okay.
So a grave digger, but also everything else to do with like the funerals and all
Sure.
that crap. So where they're going to be buried and managing that whole thing. So
A lot of dealings with death.
yep. And at one time he even wrote a book called 1 Foot in the Grave: The Strange but True Adventures of a Cemetery Sexton.
Huh.
Yeah. So he's relatively small time successful author.
Well, I'm sure there's interesting stories. Like
Yeah.
my cousin is a funeral director, and I could listen to him speak for hours about the things he sees and does.
Death is interesting.
I mean, it really is. I'm fascinated by it.
It's going to happen to all of us.
It will.
Yep. That's what I tell all the kids, and which is, I don't know if that's good or bad.
Good morning, kids. By the way, you will die eventually.
Well, you're going to die. You know that, right? Okay. I just want to remind you.
We do not talk about that willy-nilly.
Not every day, yeah. So Daybell, he wrote several fiction books about preparing for the end of the world, and he lived outside of Rexburg, Idaho. A lot of potatoes. All right, so now we're going into 2018.
Okay.
In 2018, Lori Vallow met Chad Daybell. So she was kind of obsessed with him. She started getting like just reading everything and like really, wanted to meet him someday. So they met at this like church function.
Okay.
And Lori's friends say there was a connection between the two, and they began doing religious podcasts together.
Okay.
I can only find that she was on one episode of his podcast, but maybe she was on more.
And he's in Idaho living there, and she's in Texas. I know she was Miss Texas. I didn't know if she
No,
lived.
Arizona.
Okay, so she lives in Arizona. He's in Idaho.
Yep.
Got it.
Her family kind of moved around a little bit. At one point, they lived in Hawaii for a couple of years.
Oh, wow.
I found that out. But yeah, at this point, she's in Arizona.
Got it.
Okay, so so they were instantly had a connection. They were hanging out together, talking about this end of world shit, end of days, just totally into like this weird, crazy shit. So
And connection like on a friendly level or a
More.
intimate level.
like not even intimate, but like a spiritual connection.
Got you, because
and intimate and everything, kind of like just like, whoa, we get each other. What we think
Eek.
is everything. Their entire being, basically, they meet each other like, yes, finally we found each other.
Time to cut that off.
Well, there was no cutting off. Like it was kind of like kismet. Like they both felt like, holy shit, we've always been meant to meet each other.
Yeah.
And we did.
Not a good thing when you're married.
Yeah. And this, I mean, she's like a hot blonde, and he's probably all over her, just like, holy shit, she's so hot.
Sure.
I totally want to get her in the sack, kind of thing. So, Daybell was also married,
Eesh.
unfortunately. So, together with his wife, Tammy Daybell, he was raising 5 children.
Wow.
Yeah. A lot of kiddos. And we hear from them a little bit later, too. So, Lori's friend Melanie Gibb would later say she heard Chad and Lori talking about zombies, which a lot of people do.
Sure.
You got to talk about zombies. Zombies, and then people whose souls were replaced by dark spirits. Lori's former friend April Raymond told 48 Hours that Lori started referring to her husband, Charles Vallow, as a demon.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's never a good description for your husband.
Yeah, not super nice. On the latest Dateline special, The Doomsday Files, just came out September.
Okay.
Highly suggest watching it if you're interested in the story at all. They said Lori wanted Charles out of the way because he was blocking her from carrying out the mission she needed to do.
What was this mission?
Chad told Lori they'd been married previously many times over many lives, and the mission for them in this life was to bring together the 144,000 true believers of Christ for his second coming.
Okay.
That's the mission.
Okay. To bring these people together.
Yeah. So there's a lot of detail in the background, as you could probably imagine. The belief is that there's 144,000 true believers, which are made of like a lot of priests from around the world, basically, like the highest power of all these people. And they're the ones that are going to kind of come together and then come back to God eventually. Lori and Chad both believe they were some of these people, like in previous lives, basically. Lori, like if you look in all her stories, she believes she was like the grandmother of one of the founders of the Mormon Church, like back way back when, and all this stuff. Like it's insane how crazy and deep it goes.
And Chad was Mormon as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, everybody I'm talking about in this thing is Mormon.
Got it. Okay.
At the very least. But then I'm going to talk about a little bit how they started kind of their own cult on the side, which was related to the Mormon. So I don't want to say this is definitely not beliefs of Mormon people.
Sure. They just happen to be Mormon.
Exactly. And, now the Mormon Church did kind of fuel a lot of their belief systems in the beginning. But, when if you have Mormon neighbors or something, they don't necessarily believe in all this stuff I'm talking about. All right. So just know that. All right. So Chad also said they have to look out for zombies among them. Like,
what are the signs?
Just that people change. So like that there's kind of a different darkness to them that you can almost identify them. If you're one of these chosen people, you can identify when the darkness enters.
Got it.
Which is very convenient, I'll say in this situation, especially within their own families. So Chad Daybell and Lori agreed that Charles was a zombie named Ned Schneider.
Oh, okay.
I just thought it was so like, where the frick?
Ned Schneider.
Yeah, where the frick did this name come from? Ned Schneider. According to the Hidden True Crime podcast, they're featured on this Dateline, and they're a couple like really smart people.
Okay.
Definitely check that out. The Hidden True Crime podcast. They're going to come out.
True Crime.
Yep. They're going to be coming out with another episode before Christmas.
Okay.
So just look out for that one. These people are really, really cool. Chad. So according to the podcast, Chad was Googling Ned Schneider several times by this point. So he was already kind of looking into Charles and kind of looking at, trying to figure out some.
And that the internet would have information about Ned Schneider, who was actually Charles.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So, obviously he knew quite a bit about him. There was some kind of plot going on in the background that he was planning. Where that name came from is a mystery, but it definitely regarding Charles Vallow, Lori's husband. Okay. So not long after Chad and Lori met, Lori was shopping for wedding rings.
Oh.
I mean, they had this instant spiritual connection, so they knew right away, like, we've been married in previous lives. Chad's feeding her this line of bullshit, like, just we've been together, we've been married. That people talk about that kind of a little bit.
Did they have the wherewithal to realize that they would have to divorce their current spouses in order to get married?
They're so pompous that I don't really think that entered their mind at all. I think they're like, our beings, our spirits are together.
Are already connected and together.
Yeah, so it wasn't a thing. It was kind of like that was fake life almost. Our real lives, we're married.
Got it.
We are souls that are connected. Like deep stuff. So much so they went to, I might say LDS more times than this, but Latter-day Saints.
Okay.
They went to an LDS temple and felt they were sealed, which is kind of like marriage in the Mormon church. But the thing is that Chad was the one that sealed them. And he's not a priest or anything like that.
So did they actually do like a little ceremony amongst each other?
Yeah, with them and friends.
Okay.
They just like small, very, very small.
And meanwhile, she's still married and living with Charles.
Correct.
Is Charles privy to this information?
Yeah, he starts to see stuff coming out, and he's just like, "This is like insane." Like,
Did he know they went and like had this done where they're sealed together?
I don't know for sure. I don't think so.
Wow.
I think this was like, this kind of came out after the fact.
What'd you do today, hun? I went and did the lawn, and I got sealed to Chad.
I got sealed. Yeah. So what's cool about these interviews? A lot of Mormon and Church of Latter-day Saints people like kind of give their input, and they say, this is unheard of. This is kind of like somebody going in and baptizing somebody that's not even a priest or a pastor or whatever it might be. And it's even more than that. Like, this is the ultimate sealing of a relationship, saying like your souls are together. And he had no right in doing that,
right?
Basically, but he viewed himself as a god, a deity, and he thought, okay, we are this, and so outside looking in, people were like, no, that's not real. That's not real.
Right.
Real marriage. And it wasn't like, it was just for the religion. It wasn't like legally married or anything like that. So, I mean, I could just say we're sealed right now.
Did they exchange rings?
Yes.
So now she's wearing Chad's ring and not Charles and going back home to Charles.
And I would imagine taking off the ring.
Okay. I'm just trying to picture what the hell's happening.
Maybe
here.
not. It's crazy shit. So it's out
because they don't even live in the same state. So they're flying to see each other each time they're together.
Or, meeting in the same place and whatever.
Got it.
Yeah. Talking on the phone, texting constantly all the time. You know how that goes.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me and you do that all the
I
time.
don't chat or text with any other men.
Right.
But that's just me.
Right. Me too. I don't text any men either. So women, though, that's a different story. So this wasn't like normal. They just thought they'd been together, like I said, and this was the next logical step. So side note, Lori's ex-husband, Joseph Ryan.
Okay. This is Tylee Ryan's dad.
Yes. He ended up dying of an apparent heart attack.
Okay.
In 2018 as well. So right around this time.
And his name was what? Joseph?
Joseph Ryan.
Okay.
Yeah. You don't need to know him. He doesn't come in later.
But he died of a heart attack.
Yeah. Well, apparent heart attack. Let's say that. And then, authorities looked into it a little bit. They said, yeah, it's natural
Well, you do
causes.
an autopsy. Did he have a heart attack?
Right. They said yes.
Okay.
But it's interesting timing. This whole thing is just starting to get revved up, and you're going to like come back to this and be like, oh, she definitely fucking killed this guy. Like it's crazy.
Obviously, I don't know what his involvement is. They share a child together. What, the relationship was.
There was a big custody battle and stuff. It was ugly, basically. So, yeah. So now we're into 2019. Okay.
Got it.
Charles Vallow became very worried about Lori.
One would imagine.
Yep. And he went to the police with his concerns. He told them that Lori believed that she was a god preparing for the end of days. Like you do all the time with me.
But what does a police officer do? Like, you can't arrest somebody for wanting to prepare for the end of days.
That's where mental health comes in.
Right. The police can't do anything.
Well, maybe we need to start figuring things out. Yeah, in this situation, had she gotten some help of some sort?
Right. Maybe she would have seen reality.
Right. And that's, obviously everything's 2020. Hindsight's 2020. So it's a good place to look and say, okay, should we have gotten some professionals involved in this?
A person has to be willing to get the help, though.
Absolutely. And she probably would be like, no.
Well, she thought she had it right and that we had it wrong.
Yep, you're exactly right. The police themselves, no, they're helpless. It's like she didn't do anything illegal. You're coming to the wrong guy. Like, you got to go get family counseling, bud.
Yeah.
And it's hard. It's definitely hard.
And she may have been so in deep that, she wasn't willing to do that.
Absolutely. He also said Lori had threatened to murder him and have an angel dispose of his body.
That's scary.
Like, can you imagine?
No.
It's like, I'm a god and you are dark and you're a dark soul and I will murder you and an angel will take your body. It's like, okay, crazy.
I wouldn't sleep in the house next to you.
Yeah. And I guess Charles Vallow, he was a bigger guy, like not fat, but just big.
Sure, just like you're a lot bigger than me.
Exactly.
But I could still kill you when you're sleeping.
Right. Well, like, you come to the police and just normal, I'm worried, and you're like, oh, you're fine, buddy. Like, you're going to be able to take this blonde girl. It's fine, But yeah, in my sleep, you can't, or poisoning or whatever.
Anything.
Yeah, because I trust you.
I could stab you, Yeah,
I mean, I definitely stab you right back, but just don't even think about it. So yeah, that's the kind of situation he was in. There was even some police body cam footage of Charles talking to police. He's like pleading with them. He's standing there, and it's really cool, like to be able to see, kind of his stress level and where he was, and just
Poor guy must have felt helpless.
Yep. He goes to them. He goes, she says, I'm Nick Schneider, and I've taken over Charles.
Ned Schneider.
No, he said Nick.
Nick.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was Ned, but he, obviously she's like, Nick Schneider? Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
No, I'm Charles, idiot. Like, what are you, crazy? Yeah, obviously you are. So she says, I'm Nick Schneider. I've taken over Charles's body, and Charles has been killed. So he's like, no, man, I'm Charles. Like, don't think that I'm Nick or Ned or whatever the hell you're talking about. So he's kind of desperate at this point, a little bit. And it's kind of sad. It's really sad, especially looking back on it. Charles told his brothers that Lori said she was supernatural and could travel between planets.
I mean, we're dealing with some pretty big things here, and all this talk about this person needs to be murdered and that. I mean, That would scare the shit out of me.
Yeah, but like so many other things, nothing usually happens. You know, people go crazy and it's like, okay, well, yeah, she went crazy. We got a divorce. That's like what you usually, like 99.9% of the times, that's what's going to happen.
The problem is now she's got Chad that's fueling her fire.
Exactly.
He's feeding into it.
Yeah, and kind of making some suggestions. And you will hear that at this point, he's even saying Charles has darkness in him, and he's even feeding things about her kids, being like, Tylee's dark. Tylee's a zombie.
That's
like,
scary.
And yeah, and JJ and all this stuff. He's feeding her this stuff, and she's thinking the same thing. Like, yeah, they're dark. They're zombies. Zombies dark. You're gonna hear that a lot.
Did he ever consider separating from her and getting away and out of the house?
Absolutely. And he did.
Because you would think if you would have taken the children away, that the courts, if they heard the thing she's saying, it's like, okay, you're not competent to have these children.
Yep. So let's go to February. Charles Vallow filed for a divorce from Lori.
Okay.
In court documents, Charles expressed that he has fears for his life and his children's safety.
Very good. Is this 2019 February?
Yep. So we're still in 2019. We're specifically in February here. So what's really interesting, I don't want to say cool or awesome. But
no, because it's not.
No, none of this is. But what's really interesting recently, just like in September, the police released a ton of new information, videos, interviews with Lori, with like a lot of different people, text messages. All these text messages have come out.
It's got to be so weird to read them.
Yeah,
it's like, ooh.
It's crazy. So a lot of information, transcripts of text messages of like pretty much everyone involved in this situation. They basically took all their phones and have all the information, which is so like good to be able to read and try to process what actually happened here.
Right.
So there was a March text exchange between Lori's brother, Alex Cox.
Okay.
You're going to hear about this guy a lot too. That was her maiden name, Cox.
Okay.
Okay. So Lori and Alex, there was a text thread between Lori and Alex, and here's what Lori said. So they had been talking about something. There was a big copy and paste that Alex sent to her, I think from Lori's mom, trying to say something about Charles and just like, we're going to follow God on this. We're going to figure it out. You know, Charles is still maybe a good man. Maybe he's not, but let's do the best we can. Something like that. So it was back and forth. And Lori just goes, apparently it is tied to Ned being gone. Hopefully today or tomorrow.
So she's got a date in mind.
Yes. She wants to off Ned, which is Charles.
Uh-huh.
Right? Alex goes, have fun and get rid of Ned already.
Does Alex know that Ned is Charles?
Yep. All these people are fucked. They're all completely fucked.
Like, I would have thought that the brother would have been like, Lori, this isn't accurate.
Oh, the more you see about this, Alex and Lori's relationship is kind of weird.
Really?
It's like he will do anything for her.
Interesting.
And there's some unverified things that I read as well, which I won't bring up, but he's like, it's almost like he's married to her and he'll do anything for her, but they're just brother and sister. Uh-huh. So he's so into her and everything that she wants that he'll do anything for her, basically.
Yeah.
Like he moves around the country with her and stuff like that, and all. It's
maybe a little unhealthy.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That was my first thought. And then I read somebody saying that, I'm like, yep, there's something weird going on there. So, so that was in March, I said. So in July 10th, Lori and Alex had another text exchange. Lori says, "I'm going to need you to stay close to me the next couple of days. Thank you for standing by me. It's all coming to a head this week."
I mean, this is where Alex needs to say, what is coming to a head? What are you going to do? Why am I sticking by you?
Oh,
please don't do this.
No, he knows. I mean, they've been talking about this. Like, basically, it's like they're planning this, and she's basically saying this is the week. This is when it's going to happen. And
he believes that Charles is Ned, and...
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, he's dark spirit. That Charles is dead. It's Ned, some deep, dark, zombie that's taken over his body.
Wow, so now we have 3 people that are believing this.
Oh, with...
So
Chad
we have
Daybell,
Alex, Chad, and Lori believing that this is true.
Yep, and probably Lori's niece as well.
Interesting.
Alex's
child?
No.
Another one.
Yeah, different one.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was Uncle Alex to her, so I'll talk about her in a little bit. So she said, I'm going to need you to stay close. Thanks for standing by me. It's all coming to a head, like I said. Then Alex spent the night in her house that night.
Charles is there as well?
No.
Okay.
So they're separated, legally separated at this
they're
point.
out of the house from each other.
Yep. I didn't, maybe not legally separated, but separated.
Well, you did say they filed for divorce. I didn't know what their living situation was.
Yep. So they're not living together right now. The next morning, July 11th, 2019. Okay. This is an important date. Shit hits the fan here. This is where the whole thing starts to get nutty. Well, even nuttier. By this time, Charles and Lori are separated, like I said. Charles Vallow went to the house where Lori Vallow was living with the children in Chandler, Arizona. Charles was supposed to get JJ from Lori and drop him off at school. Mm-hmm. It's typically what he did. So when Charles got there, he noticed that Lori's brother Alex's truck was parked outside, which is completely not normal. That, he's not a guy that normally came over and spent the night or anything like that. Right away, his radar ears go up and he's just like,
what's going on?
Yeah. So he texted his brother Adam about the truck. And Adam goes, that sounds weird. Be on the lookout, man. They could be up to something.
I would be so scared if I was Charles's family.
Yep. Charles texts back, absolutely. So he's just like 100%, yep, something's up.
Ugh.
Something's going to happen. Just wait for me to call, whatever. He didn't necessarily say any of that, but that's basically the thought process here. Cell phone data shows that Charles arrived at the house at 7:35 a.m. I'm going to reference this again.
Okay.
So early in the morning here, 7:35. And I'm about to tell you the account of what happened based on Lori, Alex, and Tylee. So Lori, obviously, is Lori Vallow. Alex is her brother. Tylee is the daughter.
Sure.
16-year-old daughter. This is what they said happened that morning.
Okay.
And I want to stress, this is what they said happened.
Whether or not it did, we don't know, but this is their recount.
Yeah, what allegedly happened that day. So Charles came to the house and went nuts, as Lori said he did before, and does often. So she was expecting it, kind of saying, here he comes. Yep, sure enough, he's crazy. He was angry almost immediately, banging on the door, demanding to be let in. So this woke up Tylee, who was in her bedroom, and she started by yelling. She was startled by the yelling and banging. So Tylee came out of her room. She said Charles looked like a crazy person and that she got her baseball bat just to protect her and her family and everything. She was kind of holding it and just leave my mom alone, get out of here, crazy, or whatever. Tylee was worried about her mom, so she told Charles to stay away from her. Charles allegedly saw the bat, grabbed it, and yanked it out of Tylee's hands. And when Alex came out of the room, he heard Lori say, "Don't touch me." Kind of like, Charles is coming after her or something. So they say Charles must have hit Alex on the back of the head with the bat during a struggle of some sort. So, maybe how he got hit. So Alex is interviewed. You see one of his interviews and he's like, yeah, we got into a fight. I got hit by something. I'm not sure what it was. Probably a bat. I'm thinking because he had a bat, but I can't say for sure what it was. And he's got a little open wound kind of thing, a little blood dripping down his head. So yeah, he's got that. So now Alex is like, this is crazy. I'm going to go back to my room. He said, I went back to my room and waited for things to settle down.
I wouldn't think you would do that.
No.
All right, sis and 16-year-old niece, good luck to you. I'm going to go back to the room and put my feet up and watch Dr. Phil.
Listen, I got hit in the back of the head. I'm going to nap.
I'm just going to put a little bandage here, lean back, and watch Dr. Phil. You guys, good luck.
I'm here for the sole purpose of protecting my sister.
But yet I'm not there.
Yeah, So what he was really doing was going to get his gun, which was sitting by his bed. They show pictures from the police and everything. So he got his gun. He said, what all people say that shoot people. I was in fear of my life.
Of course.
I got my gun. I was in fear of my life. He came out of his room with his gun. He told Charles to put the bat down. He said Charles said no, started walking toward Alex with the bat. And so Alex shot Charles twice while Charles was standing in the front room. Okay. So he hits the ground like a ton of bricks here. Lori came out of the kitchen after she heard the noise of the gunshots. So she had walked away, been like, leave me alone. And, just let them fight it out. She comes around like, whoa, gunshots. Okay. Saw her husband lying there with bullets in him and promptly decided, well, I got to take JJ to school. So I'm going to take him.
We're just business as usual here. All right, JJ, get your breakfast.
Obviously, JJ still has to go to school, but at the same time, somebody's probably dead lying on your floor.
Step over daddy's body, okay? We got to get to school.
Yes.
Starts in 15 minutes.
Right. Let's get going.
No.
Yeah. So
you call 911 and you get the police out to the house.
Yeah, and I mean, you don't want your kids sitting there and looking at a dead body on the floor.
Yeah, I get that. It must be absolutely traumatizing.
But how the hell is a kid going to be going through school?
No, and focusing?
Yeah.
No.
Right.
You send them over to a family member's house or
a
the
friend
neighbor
or neighbor.
Somebody.
Hey, could you there's a huge emergency right now. I'll tell you later. Can you take care of him? Yes.
And I know you said JJ had autism. I don't know what his understanding was about what happened.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
But and Tylee, can't imagine what she must be going through.
I imagine she's going through quite a bit of brainwashing and such at this point.
So she's maybe more on her mom's side, hence they're trying to stand up and protect her.
Yep.
My dad has got this baseball bat and yada yada.
Yes.
Stepdad. I don't know if did she call him Charles or did she call him Dad? I don't know.
Yeah. Not sure. So she's like, all right, JJ, Tylee, like, let's get out of the situation. Go get in the car and let's take JJ to school. Cell phone data shows that they left the house at 7:49 a.m. So this is about 14 minutes after he got there.
Right.
So everything happened very quickly. And surveillance shows they stopped for breakfast at Burger King about 5 minutes later.
We'll get a sandwich.
And it was like that. It was like, yeah, I'll take that. Okay. And like, not that you'd be like,
you're not ordering breakfast after your husband is dead on the ground.
I mean, you got to eat.
I would not be eating. I'd be dry heaving.
To be honest, I could probably eat.
Oh my God.
Like I would eat, probably. Okay, so they're ordering breakfast. All three, Lori, Alex, and Tylee, told pretty much the same story, according to police. They said there were some inconsistencies in some things, but that nothing that like stood out. Like you would expect some little differences between their versions of the stories.
Right.
But nothing like, boom, whoa. What happened?
That didn't happen.
Yeah. But nothing super obvious from what they said. Okay, so now I'm going to kind of get... Now, that was all according to them, obviously. I want to stress that. I know I'm doing it too much, but it's just like...
Well, Charles, is he passed at this point? Did he die?
Yes.
So he can't give his side of the story, so that is all they have.
That's all we have.
Yeah.
Correct. So Lori, they take her into interview, all of them. Lori and Alex and Tylee, and just getting their stories and figuring out, okay, you three were there. You're all suspects here. Like what happened? Like right now, everything's on the table. Right?
And the glaring thing of this is that Charles has been recorded saying that Lori wanted to kill him.
Right.
Very convenient that he came in aggressively with a bat and came at Alex while he was holding a gun, because now she has completed the thing that he said she was going to do.
Right. And if you're police, you got to listen to both sides.
I get that.
So maybe that was part of his story. Maybe it's like, oh, she's crazy, and then his whole plan was to come and try to kill her, but she got him first.
Maybe.
Who knows? You try to think of both sides.
Yeah,
here.
I get it.
So her interview initially started as a detective trying to get information and the story and all that, but by the end of the interview, the detective offered a victim's advocate to Lori. So she'd done a master job of kind of manipulating the detective and being like, the victim of the story.
Sounds like she was very good at that throughout life.
Wonderful. Absolutely got everything.
Dealing with somebody who is always the victim is impossible, because you will never win and they will always be the one that's hurt more than you are. And then you're the one that ends up apologizing to this person.
Yeah. That podcast I mentioned earlier, they thought it was like a masterclass. They were like, in the beginning, you're like, did you plan this? And by the end, it's like, you're the victim. Sorry, let's assign you a special victims person.
Now we're going to coddle you and, take care of you. Which, if this actually happened, but then why did she go and order breakfast sandwiches at Burger King?
It's not illegal to order breakfast sandwiches.
It's not. But if you're that traumatized, are you hitting the drive-thru?
I recently had a conversation with a friend, and just because something's weird or wrong or off doesn't mean that the police have anything to go on.
I get that.
Yeah. You can't bring that up in court and be like, she went to get breakfast. And it's like, oh, well, she's a killer.
She's a killer. Yeah, I understand that. And that's why I probably wouldn't be very good on a jury.
Yeah.
Because that's just like a glaring issue to me.
That's fantastic, though. You'll never have to be on a serve with jury duty because nobody will want you.
Nobody wants me.
Yeah. But after the fact, obviously, we have the benefit of looking at things afterwards. And there were some inconsistencies, let's call them.
Between their stories?
Stories and just what happened. What they said happened and what actually happened.
Okay.
So I'm going to just list a few of them here. So the wound on the back of Alex's head didn't seem big enough to be from a bat swung by a big guy like Charles.
Yeah.
I can tell you, if I swung a bat as hard as I could to hit somebody in the back, I would be surprised their brain didn't explode.
You would kill them.
Yes. I'm not even I'm sorry to be so graphic, but I was about the same size as Charles. He's skinnier, but good shape and everything. A big dude. If I wanted to hit somebody, and this guy's, you'll see the mark on his head,
unless it was more of a warning swing, back the hell off,
right,
and swing, not a full.
If I give a 50% swing, this guy's gonna be rocked.
Yeah.
It's a metal baseball bat, wooden, whatever. It's gonna hurt. And he had a little thing, so it kind of looked like he fell back and hit his head. And the police agreed. They're like, looking back, it should have been a much bigger blow, and he probably would have lost his who knows, lost consciousness, could have died. If I'm hitting the guy in the back of the head, he's probably going to die. Okay, so it was a small open wound.
Just not consistent what was said happened.
Correct. The way Charles was shot, they said one shot was while he was standing, and the angle of the other shot was while he laid on the floor.
So a little overzealous.
Correct. So they said, Alex said he shot him twice while he was standing, but it was actually once standing and once while he was on the ground to make sure he was probably dead. Number 3, police asked Alex if there was any reason he stayed at his sister's house that night. So he's in the video. You can hear them asking him this. And he's like, no, which is fucked.
It's why? How did you just so happen to be here when all of this went down?
Yeah, there's no reason. Are you sure?
Well, and then you look back at these texts. Everything's coming to a head.
Yeah.
What's coming to a head?
Right. Police are gonna find this.
Now all of a sudden, and also, did Charles have any history of being aggressive and violent and abusive? No. That's funny.
Yeah. Looking back, any they looked through text messages, emails. There was fights that they had.
Sure, they're going through a divorce. And
yeah, but there was no abusive indicators.
Right.
So, great question, by the way. So,
where did the baseball bat come from?
Tylee.
Okay. Oh, that's right. She had it. And then he got it from her.
Yeah. And that's another thing I didn't even write down. They didn't find Charles's fingerprints on this bat at all.
Well, that makes no sense because he would have been the last person to hold it.
Correct. And at the time, everything takes time to kind of process and all that. And I guess, I'm not going to be somebody that blames the police and say I could do a better job or whatever.
No, I'm not going to do that either.
Yeah, but that's what everybody's thinking right now, I'm sure, that's listening. And
but the bat would have been processed for fingerprints.
You would think that's kind of a basic thing,
yeah.
Right? So it turns out that it didn't have
because that's the basis of their story, that he had the bat, he was aggressive, he hit Alex. Oh, well, if his fingerprints aren't on the bat, how can you explain that?
Can I correct myself? They said it didn't have any of his DNA on it.
Okay.
Now his fingerprints, you're going to hold it hard enough to hit somebody, your nails or something would be on the bat somewhere.
I don't know anything about that.
Yeah,
so
or your skin. Your skin rubbing on it, it would be on there.
Yeah, I can't speak for that.
So, yeah, exactly. And he said, no special reason. Oh, well, we were going to hang out later in the day. That's why I was there. We were going to hang out. So it's almost like he was like, oh, shit, I got to say something.
Well, that's fine and dandy, but text messages show otherwise.
Yeah. So, meanwhile, they asked Lori the same thing. Why was Alex over there? And Lori's like, oh, because, I wanted protection for my husband and thought I could trust my brother to protect me.
Right. And that's what the texts indicate. I need you by my side for these next couple days. Everything's coming to a head. Why did you feel you needed protection from your husband who was coming to the house to pick up JJ to take him to school at 7:35 in the morning?
Yeah. I don't know.
That's just the thing. Was there a history of violence that she felt the need to protect herself?
No. Only her words of saying just, oh, he's crazy. He's always been crazy. But no evidence of any of that.
And anyone can say anybody's crazy.
Yes, exactly. So, then they have Tylee also corroborating and saying, yeah, he's always crazy, whatever. So they got to listen. You listen to a mother and a daughter that's like, this guy's nuts. Okay, well, we're going to protect you. Yeah, it makes sense. So instantly I think Lori probably heard what Alex said. Or maybe she probably didn't even know. At the point, Alex was probably like, oh, yeah, I told him. Yeah, exactly what you wanted me to. But if she heard that Alex said, oh, no reason, she'd be fucking pissed. And just be like, idiot, we talked about this. You are supposed to say exactly why you're there. Okay? So that was weird, but police still didn't. Yeah, that was weird. That would probably get you to look in a little bit further. But hey, what it is. Alex didn't call 911 until 8:36.
Okay, and that was at 7:49. They left the house to go get breakfast and take JJ to school.
Yep, 7:35 is when Charles got there. So an hour.
8:49 was when he's already dead and they're leaving the house, and this was at 8:35?
8:36.
8:36.
Yep.
So what was going on in almost an hour's time?
Yes. So that was about 45 minutes after the shooting, after Lori left with JJ and Tylee. On the 911 call, he told the operator that the shooting happened a couple minutes ago.
Lies.
Yeah. So that was a big red flag. Now, obviously, a murder happens. Not a murder.
But we're talking almost a full hour that you're in the house with a dead body.
Correct. What are you doing?
What were you doing?
Yeah, what's happening?
Because you don't need, unless you're doing something like cleanup or whatever, you don't need an hour to sit with a dead body.
Right. And I can understand time getting away from you, but it didn't happen a couple minutes ago.
No, it doesn't get away from you when there's a person lying on your floor dead.
Yeah. And that was his quote, a couple minutes. Also, it just so happens Alex and Lori had a phone conversation before he called 911.
Well, it sounds like they're getting their stories together.
Yep. And he's like, okay, I'm going to call. You ready? Okay, good. Yeah, we don't have a transcript of what they said.
It should be a frantic call. My husband is here. He's shot, blah, 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 immediately after he's shot.
Yep. And as you could probably imagine, neither of them mentioned that they talked to each other before the 911
But
call.
cell phones don't lie, people.
Right.
They're on record.
This whole story is because of cell phones, like GPS tracking and all this stuff, pinging, all this.
Of course. Back in the day, you could get away with stuff because it wasn't tracked. But here, don't they realize that this is going to be seen?
Right. No, obviously not. Maybe they just think that they're chosen, so it doesn't matter. I mean, this can get pretty deep. This is all this superficial. It doesn't matter as much if you're a god, I guess. Okay, so on the ride back to the house, the cop's taking everybody back and just being like, okay, well, thanks for the interview and everything. We'll get you back. The detective said the mood was bizarre, as you could imagine. Mm-hmm. Lori was being happy-go-lucky. Everything seemed totally fine. Like they didn't just see a dead body lying on the floor a few hours prior. In Alex's interview, I guess he was kind of a stand-up comedian on the side. He was like cracking jokes and stuff like that.
Sir, it's not the time to be funny.
Yeah. So he's cracking jokes and just like, hey, I just killed a dude and I'm going to make some jokes here.
That's messed up.
Yeah. So he was just like, it was weird. Like something was off.
Sure.
Right.
Like this is not the scene of something that just tragically happened.
Yeah. So detectives obviously start digging into Charles' death a lot more and some things popped up. The person that arranged the cremation of Charles, they have the recording for whatever reason. And it was a guy named Chad Daybell.
Oh, really? Chad, why would you arrange for this? You're not friends with Charles.
Right. Yeah, Chad Daybell, the guy that is the head of this crazy cult that, about the second coming of Jesus with 144,000 people.
Where is Charles's family that this guy, this random guy...
They don't know that he's dead yet, probably, I would imagine.
My God.
I mean, he's kind of figuring, okay, let's get
just
this...
immediately we're talking cremation and it's some guy who's not
associated with him at all.
Okay.
So you can hear the call. It's pretty fascinating. In the beginning, he said his full name. He's like, yep, I'm Chad Daybell. And so Chad Daybell, yeah, okay, got it. And then you can kind of almost hear him be like, shit, I said my name.
Okay, well, it's already done. Yeah. You did that.
It's like, oh my God.
What a dumbass.
Idiot, just complete idiot. And he said that he was the nephew of Charles, so he's just making the stuff up.
Okay, but I have a question. In a case like this, aren't we having the body somewhere that it can be really inspected? And because this is a crime, I mean, or potential crime.
It is, but then, I mean...
We can't just be like, pop him in the incinerator, let's cremate him quickly.
Right, but I mean, they know how he died.
Yes, they do, but don't we have to do a workup to make sure that this is not a murder versus a self-defense?
Yeah. I'd imagine. Then they did all this. They saw the trajectory or the angle. They know that this Alex shot him. They know that the one angle was while he was on the ground, and I don't know. I'm sure they did some work.
So the question is, when was this phone call made in relation to when Charles was killed?
Very quickly thereafter.
All right, so he says he's the nephew.
Yes, and this is pretty funny. By the end of the call, he spelled his name Dayball. Dabal.
He's like, I foiled them. I got them off my case now.
Yeah, he's like, that's Dabal, pronounced Dayball. Even though in the beginning he said Chad Daybell. Like clearly. And my ears are bad from rock concerts, but you can hear clearly. He said Chad Daybell. Oh yeah, by the way, it's Dayball.
Okay.
Okay, buddy. Oh, okay, totally
Good
different.
job, you. You got me completely
so
off
smart.
your scent.
So smart. This guy is just a genius, right? So 5 days after Charles's death, another point here, there's recording of Lori calling into Charles' life insurance company. Right? Convenient. I mean, you got to make sure your husband, was accidentally
You know what? I actually
shot.
think I heard this call on one of the podcasts that was doing an update.
Oh, okay. So she was inquiring about the $1 million life insurance policy.
Yep.
She told them he was shot. It was an accident and that she was the primary beneficiary. The person's like, do you know who the primary beneficiary? She's like, yes, me.
Oh, it's sickening.
Yep. Unfortunately for Lori, days later, she found out that she was not the primary beneficiary.
I remember hearing this and I was like, yes. He had gone ahead and changed it.
Yep. He changed it for, do you know who he changed it to?
I do not.
It was his sister, the grandmother of JJ.
Okay.
So he wanted his kids to be taken care of. And he's like, if I leave it for her, he was worried about his life.
Of course he was, because he had been threatened on multiple occasions.
Yep. So, he was just like, yeah, please take the money, make sure JJ and Tylee, if she needs stuff, like take care of them. But I can't trust that Lori's going to do.
Oh, I would have loved to have seen Lori's face when she was told she was not the beneficiary.
I'm sure blood dropped from her face and just like whatever. So we do have text messages between Lori and Chad after Lori found out that she didn't get the money.
Oh, I love it.
So Lori goes, I talked to the insurance company. He changed it in March. So it was probably Ned before we got rid of him.
Ugh, psychopath.
So you have text messages here.
Right.
Before we got rid of him. Like,
Once
you
again,
fucking killed your
lady,
husband.
do you not understand that we can look back at your text messages? So she said before we got rid of him. Mm-hmm. Okay.
I mean, that's open and closed right there.
Right.
I mean, although you got to prove that clearly Ned was Charles. Charles even said, "I'm Ned Schneider." So
He's on record saying it.
yeah, or Nick.
Nick Schneider.
Sorry, he said Nick, but it actually is Ned. So she said, before we got rid of him, it's a spear through my heart. Unfortunately, this text was found like months and months later after it happened. Otherwise, it probably would have, just put her in jail right away before worse things could have happened, unfortunately.
So the spear through the heart is that she doesn't get the money.
Correct. Like I said, the beneficiary turned out to be Charles' sister, Kay, the grandmother of JJ. So Lori's niece, Melanie. So there's two Melanies in this story, too, which kind of got a little confusing. Mm-hmm. One is Lori's niece, Melanie, and then the other one is Lori's close friend. Like at one point, like one of her best friends. Mm-hmm. So Lori's niece, Melanie, texted Lori a week after Charles' death. And it was a weird text. And just tell me what you think of it here. She said, "You should get a life insurance policy on JJ, Tylee, and you."
Why?
Because after Charles, we see that anything can always happen if it's the Lord's will.
I mean, I'm not going to get a life insurance policy on my kids. Like, why would I?
I don't know. Like, unless you think they're going to die.
Right.
I mean, people do that, I guess. If you have plenty of money, whatever.
Yeah, I guess for me, in the situation we're in, I mean, I would have no reason to do that.
I kind of feel like it's an extended warranty. Like, this is really morbid, but it feels like an extended warranty, like you're betting against your kids.
Right.
Almost.
That's how I feel.
Yeah.
Like why would I gamble that my perfectly, knock on wood, praise Lord, she's healthy, 10-year-old, why would I don't know.
Yeah.
That's just me.
What about your son? Do you have
my
a daughter?
son as well.
Okay.
I
just want to make sure.
I was processing my thoughts.
Okay.
My lovely child's my son as well. 13, healthy, knock on wood again.
No, you're just picking one. Yeah. I
Yeah.
get it. So yeah, that's her niece, Melanie. I did bring her up because obviously the text message, and I'll have a quick side story a little bit later. So remember her. So detectives found all sorts of texts between Chad and Lori. In one of them, Chad says, "I'm heading to bed so that I can come snuggle tightly against you. I adore you. You are truly my best friend on earth and throughout eternity." Obviously, it wasn't real snuggling.
No, because they're not together.
Correct. Lori was in Arizona. Chad was still in Idaho. And by the way, still married to his wife in 29 years. Tammy.
Does she know that this affair of whatever this twisted thing is happening? Tammy?
I don't think so.
Okay.
At this point. So... still the father of those 5 children and all that stuff. So Chad told Lori that he would go into his closet at night and cross some otherworldly threshold.
That's a powerful closet.
Which it's a weird euphemism for masturbating, in my opinion, but to be with her.
Is that what he was talking about?
Well, we don't know for sure.
Okay.
But he thinks he's a god, so he would just be like, "I'm crossing into this world, I'm going to be with you."
Oh, I thought it was like a portal. Like he'd enter the closet and he was there.
Could be, maybe. Who knows? I mean... That's probably what he felt, I guess. So he said he'd cross that otherworldly threshold to be with her. He had to convince Lori that he was some supernatural being from a higher power. Otherwise, he probably figured he had no chance with her, basically. So he's, just like, I'm just some like fat dude, that's out here. I'm an author, and this hot smoking babe is into me. So I got to get her somehow, some way.
Did he believe this to be true, or was he just blowing smoke up her ass?
It's hard to say, but you really think that, yes, he thinks all this.
Okay.
100%.
So maybe it wasn't the whole hot blonde thing, this and that. Maybe he truly believed that they had been married in multiple other lives.
Yeah, could be either way. I mean, to sane people like us, you would think that it's a big story, but to him, maybe it was everything.
Right.
And it was so convincing to her, and she needed something like that in her life, and she's like, yes, I am too. Finally, we found each other. It's kind of like Ghostbusters was like, I am Zool. I am the gatekeeper. You ever see Ghostbusters?
Yes, I have. It's just been a while.
Okay. Your face was the same. I'm like, okay, I'm not going anywhere with this one.
This isn't working.
Yeah. So immediately after Charles was killed, Chad created a 2-chapter love story. I didn't read much about it because I didn't want to, but I guess it got kind of racy, very descriptive of some sexual acts and stuff. But he wrote a 2-chapter love story via text message. All via text. So
nice and handy.
Yep, it's all available if you want to read it out there, folks. That he sent to Lori, depicting a lot of what they had done, how they met at a conference, and how they'd had relationships in previous lives. It was written as fiction. He changed their names to James and Elena.
Oh, we have friends with those names.
We do.
Actually, I do remember that from a podcast because I was like, oh, our buddies James and Elena.
Yeah, I got to tell them about this. One funny part was about after they met and made out at the conference. And,
Met and made out?
Yeah. So
Did they get a hotel room?
it sounds like they did it in the conference lobby or
Okey-dokey.
something. So it wasn't like they were like, hey, blah, 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 blah. Maybe they just like snuck away. Maybe, I don't know. I wasn't there. Thank God.
You weren't there?
Yeah.
Oh.
But so the funny part about it was, he kind of described it and he said, this was manifest in the mortal world. This is a quote. This was manifest in the mortal world to James and Elena through the scientific phenomenon known as loin fire.
Oh my God.
Which is-
loin fire?
Well, it reminded-
Is that a boner?
Yeah. And it reminded me of us. Like when we wake up, we both have loin fire for one another. So I thought that was cute.
Oh, yeah.
Very, very cute for these
Loin
murderous
fire.
fuck faces. So yeah, loin fire. Which,
That's a good one.
Yeah, for our loyal loin fire for each other here. But I digress. A month after Charles' death, Lori was kind of pissed that Chad was still with his wife.
Okay, well, you're together in all these worlds and you love me so much. What are you still doing married?
Yeah, exactly.
To Tammy.
Lori's like, listen, I killed my husband. It's time for you to kind of pay the piper.
Yeah.
Basically.
You're sitting back and still living your life.
Yeah, and she's starting to kind of push away from him a little bit. She sends him a text. Oh, don't worry about me. I'm just a distraction. Go have fun with your family. We have nothing until things change. So he's like, babe, no, you're everything. She's like, no, we have nothing. There's literally nothing here until things change. Bitches, kill your wife.
Take care of this.
Correct.
Or, there's always divorce, too. That works. Which
No.
she didn't have to get rid of Charles because he was already gone. He wasn't living with her. They were in the process of divorce. Why did she have to kill him?
Because it's also their duty to get rid of these zombies. So they can, I guess, well, although Christ would get rid of the zombies.
But there's other zombies they're saying in the world.
Right, you can't get rid of all of them.
Exactly. You can't go on a shooting spree. Oh, you're a zombie. Boom, you're gone.
Yeah. Well, I guess in her mind she could because she's a goddess or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And he refers to her as a goddess a lot.
Ugh.
So he's just like, pumping her up and stuff. And this is my goddess.
How come you don't ever call me your goddess?
I do in my brain. I just don't want to pump you up.
You should, though.
No, I'm not going to.
Would you like more coffee, my goddess?
Next podcast, it's me and my goddess, Allison.
I would punch you in the throat if you called me your goddess.
That's not nice. Not nice at all.
I'm not nice.
Very aggressive. So, this is 2 months after Charles's death. We get to September 2019.
Okay.
After she said, I'm just a distraction, 2 days later, Lori texted a friend that said, I got father saying things are moving.
Father?
Yeah. She referred to him as father.
That's creepy.
And she's mother, I guess.
Oh.
Yeah. They're like they think they're god and goddess of everything, basically. That I need to get to Idaho by the end of the month. So,
And that's where he's living.
correct. So there's plans of something happening, basically. Things are happening here. Fast forward 2 months after Charles' death in September 2019. Lori Vallow moved closer to Chad Daybell.
To Idaho.
Yep. She relocated her kids to Rexburg, Idaho. And Lori's brother, Alex Cox, moved into the same rental complex.
Oh, my God. Alex, please go get a life.
No, man. His life is his sister, basically.
It's time to fly
Yeah.
and live your own life.
Yeah. You would think so. But no, he's just kind of his little...
Puppy dog.
Yeah, exactly. There were still 3 inconvenient people standing in the way of the mission at this point. One was Chad's wife, Tammy. Another, Ty Lee. And another, JJ.
Yep. That's disgusting.
16-year-old Ty Lee, 7-year-old JJ. Unfortunately. New info obtained showed that Chad sent an email to Lori 2 days after they met in Utah saying that Ty Lee was dark, like I mentioned. So, at this point, things aren't looking good for the kids. Like, looking back, obviously, we wish we knew this at the point.
Right, of course.
Yeah.
To prevent this horrible thing from happening.
Yep. Something that'll prove to be a little ironic here in the moment was when Ty Lee was younger. At one point, Lori asked for her brother Alex's help to keep Ty Lee away from her biological father, Joe Ryan. Alex ended up going to prison for attacking Joe Ryan. He shocked him with a taser and tried to beat him up and stuff like that. So this guy's like a fucking lunatic, basically.
Yeah, and he will just do anything his sister wants him to do.
Yep, because he said he wanted to protect Ty Lee from him so that Ty Lee could stay safe with her mother. He was a protector of Ty Lee. And you know why this is going to be ironic, obviously. 10 years after protecting Ty Lee and saying, I just want the best for Ty Lee, Chad was now the one calling the shots.
So instead of Alex, it's Chad?
Yep. So now
So
it's
Lori's put her power into Chad and taken it away from Alex.
yes, and kind of making Alex the little puppy that goes and does the things for her and her otherworldly being. So the host of the Hidden True Crime podcast I mentioned earlier, they brought up the fact that we have to remember a lot of the stuff is based on the Bible. So there's a story of Abraham and Isaac. I'm not a huge Bible guy. I read it, but it's just like,
There's a lot of stories.
Yeah. So what it was God wanted to see if Abraham was willing to sacrifice his son. And it seems like Chad is kind of testing Lori to see if she'll sacrifice her kids so they can complete their mission.
Oh my gosh.
He's seeing how powerful he can be over her at this point.
And what he can manipulate her to do.
Right. And kind of testing like, well, yeah, you got to read your husband. That's fine. But like, obviously these kids are dark too. So get rid of them. There's no transcript of that exact thing, but that's kind of where it's leaning at this point. Okay. A few days after Lori and her kids moved to Idaho, they went to Yellowstone Park and posed for some pictures with Uncle Alex. They were smiling and all that stuff, and cute little pictures.
Looks like everyone's having a good time.
Yep. By that evening, September 8th, 2019, they were all back in their homes in their rental townhouses. Then, in the middle of the night, GPS records show that Alex went to Lori's house and spent 2 hours there. So it wasn't a normal occurrence. He didn't normally spend the night. I mean, he's in the same complex. So there's really no reason. I mean, unless they're hanging out or something like that.
Well, sure, it's normal for family to come over and hang out.
Yeah, but it was like between 2 and 4 a.m.
Oh, okay, got that. I missed that part. Yeah, no,
I didn't say
that's
it.
not normal.
You missed that because I didn't say it, but it was in the early morning hours around 2 to 4 a.m. Okay. Tylee was never seen alive after that.
Ugh, my stomach feels sick.
Yeah, it's sad. She's a cute kid, man. All kids are cute, but it's just, I just love kids so much, and it's a tough thing, obviously, for anybody. But September 9th, 2019, the morning after Tylee Ryan disappeared, investigators say that Alex Cox's cell phone GPS placed him in Chad Daybell's backyard on the property for about 2 hours. Okay. About 14 minutes after Cox's GPS showed him leaving the property, Chad Daybell texted his wife, Tammy Daybell. The text read, "I spotted a big raccoon along the fence. I hurried and got my gun, and he was still walking along. I got close enough that one shot did the trick. He's now in our pet cemetery." He had a pet cemetery where they buried their dogs and cats and stuff.
And raccoons? Was this a raccoon you said?
Yes, that's what he said. Yeah.
Okay.
So there was some story being corroborated here, and if somebody heard a gunshot, that's what it was.
Okay, and this is to Tammy.
Yep, Chad sent it to his wife, Tammy, just in case she heard a gunshot, I guess, probably. Less than a week later, September 14th, Lori and JJ went to a wildlife park called Yellowstone Bear World.
Okay.
There's even texts that say, "Hey, we're at Bear World, and it's a beautiful day. It's a lovely day." That same week, friends recalled Lori saying that JJ had become a zombie.
Oh, God. And what are your friends saying in response to this?
Well, I'm trying to think of that. So, oh man, he's such a zombie. Like, was it like, oh, he's such a zombie? It's just like, well,
like he's a slug? Like, get up and do something around the house?
Like maybe it's just like an off-put, like kind of like you don't pay attention to it. Maybe like, oh, he didn't get a lot of sleep. You mean? Like, what do you mean zombie?
Well, yeah. If somebody said he's a zombie, I'd assume he was tired.
Right, but she truly meant like he's a zombie.
That's why I'd want to know what these conversations were with her friends, because I'd be like, well, what do you mean?
Right. So many opportunities to save things, and believe me, this whole story has tons of Facebook posts. It all happened like on Facebook because all these people went on Facebook and posted about shit. So there's tons of stuff. Like people feel like they're a part of the family, especially Church of Latter-day Saints, Mormons, the close-knit group and everything. They all posted about things and had like a piece of the story, basically. So yeah, she said that JJ had become a zombie. And if friends could have stepped in at some point, but we don't know. Like maybe, you didn't get a lot of sleep. You didn't, he's not, whatever it is. So maybe she's referring to his autism or whatever, but I don't know. It's sad either way. Okay, so now we go to September 22nd. JJ disappears.
Okay.
A photo of JJ wearing red pajamas taken on September 22nd, 2019, in what was believed to be his last known photo as a 7-year-old. I'm going to post a picture of that on the Instagram. It's important for a reason. So that day, Lori sent Alex a text. "Do you have eggs?" Alex said, "Do you want me to get eggs and bring them to you?" So it's not just about eggs that she's talking about. The podcast host said that apparently a street name for Valium and Xanax is eggs.
Oh.
So I guess they spoke in code a lot. Obviously, they're doing a lot of bad shit. So they know.
They don't want it to be black and white.
Mm-hmm. So after he gets the eggs, it's likely that she wanted to dose her son so she could do whatever she wanted with him. Yeah. So that evening after the egg conversation, friends of Lori were staying with them. Melanie Gibb and her boyfriend, David Warwick. So this is the other Melanie, not the niece, but one of her best friends, Melanie Gibb.
They were out of town and just staying there?
Yep. Staying, visiting, whatever they were doing. And they were both interviewed also. Like there's interviews of both of these people. On that night, David Warwick says he saw Alex Cobb carry JJ into Lori's apartment. So earlier in the day, JJ, I guess, was kind of acting up a little bit. And, I'm sure he has some issues, being autistic and stuff, and, whatever it might be. Maybe things just got to him. He had a rough day. But Alex took him outside for a few hours.
They were at
Lori's house. Yep. Alex took him outside, and he brought him back a few hours later, and he was asleep on Alex's shoulder.
Okay.
So probably drugged him.
Valium and Xanax, these eggs.
Yep, exactly. So, yeah, Alex carries JJ into Lori's apartment. But then the next morning, according to David Warwick, when he asked to see JJ, Lori reportedly told them that JJ was being a zombie and that Alex Cox had to take him away.
What?
Yeah. So, September 23rd, the day after JJ was last seen, investigators say Alex Cox's cell phone showed the Cox returned to Chad Daybell's backyard again. This time, Cox was there for only 17 minutes. According to court documents, quote, police learned that Lori Vallow used the website www.care.com to find a babysitter for JJ. They contacted the babysitter, and she informed them that she watched JJ on September 19th.
Okay.
The babysitter understood that her employment was to be ongoing. The babysitter reports that on September 24th, she reached out to Lori, and Lori told her that JJ had gone to stay with his grandma for several weeks and that the babysitter services were no longer needed.
Okay.
So at this point, JJ's
out of the picture.
Yeah, JJ's gone.
Oh, my God.
Yep. Sad stuff. So in America, like this story blew up because these kids they don't know where they are. Basically, not at this point, not just yet.
No one's even aware that they're not there. So Melanie and David are there. Hey, where's JJ? Is he up yet? Oh no, he had to go because he's a zombie. Alex took him.
Yeah.
Okay. So what do? Go have coffee and spend the rest of the day? Like if somebody said that to me, I'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Well, yeah. Like, what do you mean zombie?
What do you mean he had to take him away because he's a zombie? What do you mean? Like, I would have follow-up questions about that.
Well, they're probably just like, yeah, he was being difficult. He's going to take him to his house and play.
This whole zombie talk.
Like, I mean, you could probably talk through any of that stuff, especially being Lori. You could probably just be like, oh, it's just one of those days. You'll see him next time. Don't worry.
Okay, so he's just gone, and then whatever.
Yeah. Quick side story. Going back to Melanie, the niece. Right.
Where does Melanie, the niece, live?
Actually, in Arizona.
Okay, so she's back from where they came from in Arizona.
Yeah. Lori's niece, Melanie Boudreau. You remember her texting her sister about the life insurance?
About the life insurance, yes.
Yep. She was married to a guy named Brandon Boudreau at this time. I only bring this up because this is like in the timeline. This happened at this point. On October 2nd, Brandon came home from working out and noticed a car stop at the end of his driveway.
Okay.
Someone started shooting at him.
What?
Yeah. Somebody shot bullets.
Oh my gosh.
At him. Like just completely, you're not expecting somebody to shoot at you, a drive-by.
No, of course not.
Luckily, the shots missed. Brandon was fine, but they were able to identify the car and the person driving the car.
Was it Chad or Alex?
Good guess. The car was owned by Charles Vallow, so it was owned by Charles. Well, Charles is dead at this point.
Of course he is.
He bought it for Ty Lee.
Okay, so this is Ty Lee's car.
Ty Lee's car that Charles owned.
Okay.
Before his death. And the driver was Alex Cox.
Oh my gosh. Why is he going after Brandon?
Because Melanie, I guess, is like part of this whole sect, and I'm guessing that she thinks that he's dark too.
He's a zombie as well?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
How do you get this many people on board with your craziness?
Yeah, and to answer your question, they're all Mormon too, so they're all part of the Mormon church, but this is, again, not part of the Mormon beliefs.
This has nothing to do with that, but... Yeah. So Melanie is so far gone that she thinks her husband is dark and come on back to... Because, Alex at this point is living in Idaho, so he goes back to Arizona to eliminate Brandon.
Yeah.
Ay. This is a web.
Yeah, it's nuts, right?
And this is just shortly after JJ and Tylee have gone missing.
Yeah, it's almost like something was activated in them. Now he's kind of cool with just kind of going after anybody and killing anybody.
Now, is Alex in the belief of this whole zombie thing?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I didn't know if it was just like, do what I say.
It's probably a little bit of both. He's loves his sister so much and is so into her that I think anything is on the table right now. But yeah, he's part of this cult.
Wow.
Or you look it up online and people say it wasn't as much a cult as it was like an extremist group. They had these very extreme beliefs, and obviously at this point they're like terrorists.
Yeah.
Within their own family.
So you had said that Alex went over to Lori's house on the 8th of September between 2 and 4 a.m., but that JJ didn't disappear until the 22nd. What was he doing at the house on the 8th?
I don't know.
What was happening between 2 and 4 a.m. on the 8th?
Okay, found it here. So on the 8th, that's when Tylee disappeared. So, and that's when they went out to the Yellowstone Park, and that was the last picture that Tylee was in.
And the Yellowstone Park was, what was the date on that? I don't remember. Sorry.
That's okay.
I'm trying to just get my...
No, that was September
timeline.
8th.
Oh, okay. So they left and went to Yellowstone. They took pictures, and just that's the last time Tylee was ever seen.
Correct.
One assumes she's 16 years old. She's in high school.
That's what I looked into.
Why was she not reported to be absent and missing?
I'm telling you, I tried to look into that, and if somebody else found this information, then, great job. But I couldn't find that the school ever reported anything to anybody.
I mean, we took our kid to the doctor the other day, and I got a call from the attendance office.
Well, we did, yeah.
Yeah, we each did.
But the cops...
Well, we did, but I don't know. What's the protocol there when a kid just disappears from coming to school and without a word?
I know Lori...
Well, she probably called the school and said.
I know for a fact Lori called JJ out and said she was homeschooling him. I know that. So maybe she did something similar. I couldn't find for sure that she did the same for Tylee.
One would assume she was covering her tracks and calling them out.
Right. But I couldn't find anything. But that's what I'm guessing, the same thing.
All right. So we're back October 2nd. Brandon is shot at.
Yeah. This is a random side story. This is the one I told you. I don't know. We're already like an hour 17 into this. And I'm like, should I include this or not? It's a quick story.
Well, it's kind of a big thing.
Absolutely. An attempted murder is big.
An attempted murder. I'm sure Brandon thinks it's a big thing.
Huge. Yeah. So at this point, Brandon is like, this is crazy. I'm going to take the kids. And he kind of went into hiding.
Well, I don't blame him.
Yeah. And Melanie's trying to play the victim card like her auntie.
They learned together.
Yeah. And she's like, no, there was a time where she was found trespassing on his property. And the cops are like, no, listen, you're told to stay away from this property.
So Melanie was trespassing on Brandon's property?
Correct.
So he got like a restraining order against her? Okay, so good. He was able to see that something's not right here with Melanie.
And guess who drove her to go do this?
Alex.
Yep. So she's, you can see the police body cam footage. They're like, ma'am, you have to leave. She's like, my kids are in there. I want to make sure they're safe. Just, she's playing the victim. My kids, I'm worried about what he'll do to the kids.
Yeah, now he's the bad guy again.
Yeah. And obviously police showing up. They're like, okay, this cute girl, again, like, okay, let's check in. They go inside the house. They're like, yeah, they're totally safe. You need to leave.
Yeah. Goodbye.
Yeah. And so after that happened, I'm not sure where that happened exactly on the timeline, somewhere in that story, but I saw so many videos here. So they end up saying, you know what, I'm going to give you a ticket for trespassing. So you just sit down here real quick. And then they're like, well, actually, you know what, come into the office. Let's bring you in and talk a little bit more about this. They gave her a higher charge of trespassing. Because she entered the garage, it was like more, it was some like domestic battery, or not battery, but attempted battery or something like that. So it was a higher charge where she had to go into jail.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So more than a ticket, it was a jailable offense. They go to Alex. They're like, hey, she's going to be booked in jail. He's like, okay, where do I bail her out? And it's just like, okay.
Just so easy.
Yeah. Yeah. So that whole thing is just a side story.
Just a side story to this craziness.
Mm-hmm. Now let's go to October 4th.
Okay. Shortly after Brandon was shot at.
Yeah. After Brandon got shot at. I'm laughing because it's so ridiculous.
It's insane.
And I'm sorry, Brandon. Like you I'm sure you don't deserve this stuff. So there's text between Chad and Lori. Chad goes, hello, sweet angel. Big news about Tammy. Please let me know when you're awake and can talk.
Tammy.
I love you. I love you. The short version, he says, so this is still his text. She didn't say anything back. So he's like, I'm so excited. I got to tell you. The short version is that she has been switched. Tammy is in limbo.
Oh my gosh, what does that mean?
And a level 3 demonic entity is in her body. Not fully sure on the timing for removal, but I don't want to wait. So that's the text in its entirety. By the way, the entity inside of Tammy is Viola.
Viola is the name.
Yeah.
Like Ned, and now she's Viola.
Correct. So he's really excited. So their belief is that the true soul of the person that was in the host body, they go into a limbo until, and that's why they want to kill these zombies, because then the person that's in limbo gets to go to heaven.
Okay, so they're saving this person.
Correct. That's why. So I didn't remember that.
So they think they're doing something good, supposedly. Or they might know exactly what they're doing and using this whole shit show as a cover.
Yes. In either way, I could see either way with these people. So, so yeah, a level 3 demonic. It's not a level 2, so this is kind of a big deal.
What's the top level?
I don't even know.
Is 3 the most?
I would imagine.
Okay.
I didn't look too much into that because I don't, if I start reading about it, I'll start believing it.
Yeah, I don't want you to do that.
Then all of a sudden you're like Midge.
Yeah, I was wondering what my name would be.
Yeah, some Blanche. And so that things are in motion here. Mm-hmm. He's like, in his own fucked up mind, he's like, oh yeah, she's gone. Good. Now I can kill her and get rid of this zombie, basically. So we go from October 4th to October 9th. Tammy Daybell posted on Facebook. I even got a little picture of it here. She goes, okay, neighbors, something really weird just happened, and I want you to know so you can watch out. Kind of just warning her neighbors. I'd gotten home and parked in our front driveway. As I was getting stuff out of the back seat, a guy wearing a ski mask was suddenly standing by the back of my car with a paintball gun.
Okay.
He shot at me several times, although I don't think it was loaded. I yelled for...
That's horrifying.
Yeah. I yelled for Chad, and he ran off around the back of my house. I have no idea what his motive was, and he never spoke.
Let's hope she called 911 about this.
Even after I asked him several times what he thought he was doing, I was about to smack him with my freezer meals from enrichment tonight when I decided to yell for Chad instead.
Oh, I mean, if a guy was standing at the back of my car with what I think could or could not be a paintball gun or maybe a real gun, I would call 911 immediately.
Yeah, odds are that this was absolutely a real gun, and odds are that was probably Alex.
Oh my God.
So we don't know for sure, because it was never a thing. I don't know if she called 911 because she thought it was a prank. I'll bet you Chad probably talked her into thinking it was a prank.
Of course. Oh, I'm sure it was a neighborhood kid being stupid.
Yeah. Probably a non-Christian boy, coming after Christians. That whole thing, kind of spinning it around. Who knows? Who knows what he said? But he's a manipulative fuck. So you're in this situation. Police, like I said, don't think it was a prank. So Lori's brother Alex texted Lori from a burner phone that night. He said, "I'm showing drive time from apartment to Chad's house is about 10 minutes."
So we're plotting something out.
So that was allegedly. Absolutely, Alex. Okay. At this point, Alex is kind of a hitman for their little extremist cult group. So we go from October 9th to October 19th. Okay. Well, all these things happening very quickly here.
Is Viola still there, or is Tammy present?
Well, once the darkness or the zombie enters,
it's no going back.
Yeah, they're gone. So as far as they're concerned, she needs to be off. So there's Tammy's gone.
I'm
Viola.
surprised they're waiting because... on the 4th is when Chad texts Lori about this level 3 limbo bit with Viola.
Well, they're not waiting. They tried on the 9th to kill her.
That was still 5 days after the initial text about Tammy being in limbo.
Well, that was him identifying and saying, finally.
Now we're 15 days out from that.
Well, they tried to shoot her on the 9th, and Alex can't shoot, I guess.
Did he just freeze?
It's hard to accurately shoot somebody, from what I understand. Because,
I never shot at somebody, so I don't know.
Picture you have a tiny projectile, right? A bullet is small, right? And if somebody's 10 feet in front of you, I mean, you have to kind of aim down exactly. Like if you just kind of shoot from here, odds are you're going to miss them. Like shoot from your hip.
Yeah.
I
don't know.
Yeah. So I don't know. You like the stuff you see in movies isn't how it really works in real life.
Sure.
Like you have to be good and draw down and look down the right eye and like hit them spot on. Like unless you're like trained, it's hard to hit somebody.
Well, I've seen people at a shooting range and the paper has like the bullets all over the place and not many hit the cutout person.
Yeah. So and that's somebody looking. I mean, yeah, it's hard. So, but Alex is especially shitty at shooting, I guess, which is good for. Well, in this situation, Tammy at that point, and then also Brandon.
Oh, no.
So, October 19th, with Lori Vallow's children's whereabouts unknown, tragedy struck at Chad Daybell's family's house. Okay, can you guess what happened?
Tammy's dead.
Correct. Tammy Daybell died.
Oh, my God.
The couple's son, Garth Daybell, said Tammy died in bed and that he and Chad called 911. The Daybell children told 48 Hours that Chad and them, they declined an autopsy.
How old is Tammy at this point? She's got to probably be in her 40s.
Tammy is 49 at this point.
Because 49-year-olds don't just die in their bed. You know, something goes wrong.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes they do.
Well, I mean, they do. Of course they do. It could be a stroke. It could be a pulmonary embolism, whatever it is. But you'd think you'd want to know what happened.
Yeah. They say the coroner told them that Tammy's death appeared to be natural causes. They believe that because they say their mom was in ill health prior to her death.
Huh.
I'd imagine slowly being poisoned.
Wow.
So I'd imagine. So that hasn't come out yet. So you will not be surprised. Police records and phone records show that Alex was parked near Chad and Tammy's that night.
Shocker.
This Alex guy, man, he's the angel of death. Police found a text sent to Lori by a friend. Lori's friend said, "I'm not sure if you heard, but Chad's wife died last night." Lori goes, "Oh my gosh, I did not hear that. I'm in Hawaii and it's 6 a.m. Do you know what happened?" The friend said, "Yes. She awoke in the night coughing, threw up, collapsed, and passed away." So Tammy was buried days later in Utah. No autopsy, like I said, Chad's choice. And really, like, law enforcement didn't have a reason to be suspicious because, you know, they didn't know what happened in Arizona with
So
Lori.
they're not linking Chad and Lori at this point, that both of their spouses have died.
Correct, because of different states. So if you're going to kill off people, definitely move states.
But now they're living in the same state.
Right. Now they are. So now things are going to start being checked on them.
Can we pause?
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Now we go to November 5th, 2019. So naturally, about 2 weeks after the death of Chad's wife, he wants to get away. So he wants to go to Hawaii. Who do you think he went with?
Well, Lori was in Hawaii when Tammy was killed.
Yep.
So she's there the whole time?
Yes. So he goes to see Lori Vallow.
Doesn't he have 5 children?
Yeah, sure does. I'm sure the people in the church are helping to take care of. Well, they're kind of older too, so it's not like they're little.
Okay.
They're teenagers and such, and yeah, I'm sure older ones take care of the younger ones and whatever. But it wasn't about just getting away. Oh no! I actually wrote that. Oh no!
Oh, no.
Oh no!
Are they getting married?
You got it. Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell got married on the beach in Hawaii. There's
So-
pictures and everything. They're very happy, both wearing white.
This is less than a month after his wife
2 weeks.
suspiciously dies in her sleep.
Yeah.
And now he's on the beach getting married.
Yeah. Not even a month. 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah. Tammy's family was obviously upset.
I would be like,
They were like, "You guys are like God-fearing people, and like this is like you're not."
this is messed up.
Yeah, our daughter deserves to be, like
Mourned.
mourned. Yeah, exactly, mourned about. The mother of your children. Like, come on, what's
I mean,
happening
obviously,
here?
everyone knew there was something going on before because
Yeah.
you don't connect with somebody to the point you marry them in 2 weeks.
Right. And there was a quick interview with the person that rented the property to them in Hawaii. She's she's a goofy like older lady, but she's like, "I knew there was something going on." Like it's kind of funny, not funny, but she knew there was something going on for sure because she rented it to them. Whatever. Oh, they're very happy, and for whatever reason, she Googled Chad Daybell.
Really? So enough that he like came to a radar.
Maybe she's just nosy or
Yeah,
whatever.
possibly.
But right away on Google pops up that Chad Daybell's wife died 2 weeks earlier.
Jesus.
So she texts him. She's like, "Oh, hey, just saw that your wife died. So sorry." He's like, "Yeah, it was sudden."
I just got married.
And he's like, "Oh, well, you're with somebody." So, and then they go back and forth for a little. And then she goes, "So what did the autopsy say?"
Oh my goodness, this lady said that.
And she's like so proud of herself.
Oh,
She's
that's
like,
hilarious.
"I asked him what the autopsy said." And she's like, and right away, that's when he stopped responding. So she's like, he knew that I knew.
She's a little sleuth.
Oh yeah, she was very proud of herself. So yeah, she's just like, "Nope, we're not talking anymore." Later that month, JJ's grandmother, Charles' Vallow's
Yeah,
sister.
I'm wondering, like, when in the hell are these kids going to be talked about?
Yeah, Kay Woodcock. She asked police to check on JJ's welfare. She said she was concerned, hadn't heard from JJ in months.
Yeah.
She's like, "What's going on? Can you please check on him? I'm worried. I haven't talked to my grandson. What's going on?" Okay. So they're looking into it. They're asking and whatever. November 26th. Rexburg, Idaho police went to Lori's house looking for JJ. Police say Lori lied to them. There's actually a recording of her voice.
Ugh, she's disgusting.
They're like, "Where's JJ?" She's like, "Oh, JJ's safe. He's in Arizona, staying with my friend Melanie Gibb."
Okay.
Not her
And
niece, but
Melanie
her friend.
had been at the house at the time that JJ went missing.
Yep. And at first, Melanie Gibb wasn't forthcoming, so she was kind of hiding it a little for her friend for whatever reason.
I would say, where the fuck is JJ?
Yeah. Like, what the fuck's wrong with you?
So what does Melanie know at this point? Where does she think JJ is?
I don't know. So they're trying to get all that out. It's part of the investigation.
I mean, if my friend called and said, if the police call you, my first question is, well, where are they?
Yeah, but like, so pretty quickly thereafter, she called police and told them JJ was not with her.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah. So that got the ball rolling very quickly here. So while the police attempted to locate JJ, investigators soon realized that his sister Tylee Ryan was also missing. And they launched a nationwide search for the children. So this is kind of when everything blew up, because once kids are involved and they're missing,
Where are they?
yeah, people are like, what's going on? So this became nationwide.
And this all came to a head at the end of November?
November 26th.
Okay, yeah.
So this is where everybody got involved, probably where a lot of people that know the story
Came in.
first started hearing about it. November 26th, 2019. And all the shit had happened already.
Oh my gosh.
So December. While investigators searched for the missing children, Lori and Chad Daybell traveled back to Hawaii.
Oh, interesting. You go back to Hawaii while your two children are missing.
Correct.
So they're just beyond trying to pretend at this point.
Yep. And meanwhile, Fremont County Sheriff's investigators grew suspicious about Tammy Daybell's death. So they're like,
I hope so.
wait a minute, this lady's kids are missing. This guy's wife died.
They're together. They're
They
married.
got married. Yeah, there's still a lot of...
Tammy was 49. What the hell happened?
Yep. They exhumed her body to
Good.
conduct an autopsy.
Good.
The autopsy was complete in February of this year.
Oh, February of this year?
Yeah, it took like a year.
Why?
Or
Well,
almost 2 years?
a year and a half or whatever.
No,
almost
almost
2
two.
years. Why?
I don't know. Very, very thorough, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I thought the same thing. That's quite a long time.
Yeah.
I guess toxicology. Oh, you know what? I know why. From researching other things, they can't search for one thing.
Yeah, we had talked about that in one of our podcasts in
Correct.
terms of toxicology.
So it takes a long time.
Okay.
You got to
and
think of everything.
it was complete at what point of this year?
February.
February of this year. Mm-hmm. Okay, so what did we find?
I got some bad news. We don't know.
What?
Yep. Sorry.
Oh.
Sorry, folks. So it's being held back because it's part of an active investigation.
Okay.
So as you can imagine, because Chad and Lori are still waiting for trial. So it's going to be part of that. It's coming out. It's going to come out. We're going to know.
Yeah.
But we don't know right now. I would imagine it's not good.
No. Okay, so they exhumed Tammy's body in December of 2019 while Chad and Lori are like off frolicking on the beaches of Hawaii
In Hawaii. Yep.
while her two children are missing.
Yep. And get this. That same month, December, Lori's brother Alex collapsed.
What?
Alex Cox collapsed in his bathroom.
Wow.
Yeah.
How old is Alex?
That's a great question. Let's take a look see here. Alex was 51 when he died.
So he's in Idaho. He collapses.
Yeah. So he collapses in his bathroom and died in Arizona.
Wow. Oh, in Arizona.
Yeah.
He's back in Arizona
Yeah.
because he had moved to Idaho
Yes. He
with
did.
Lori.
Yeah. So, yeah, a weird thing happened here. He had married somebody in the meantime. He wasn't married like ever any of the story here, but 2 weeks before his death, he married someone named Zalima.
Zalima? Okay.
She was part of this church, not just the church, but also this sect of Chad Daybell's where they believed all this crazy shit.
Okay.
Pretty much Chad and Lori made them get married.
Huh.
They kind of talked them into marrying each other. They were like, Zalima, it is known that you should marry Alex. Like, it is in the scripture, whatever the fuck they said.
Okay.
And Alex, same thing. Like, he was kind of like, they were like, Alex, you need to marry Zalima. And they're like, okay, yeah. So both of them are kind of like not really super into each other.
Well, they probably don't really know each other that well.
Right.
Or unless
Well,
they
probably
did.
do.
I don't know.
No. Yeah, they did. They're part of this crazy cult.
Okay. So very quickly, this all went down. They got married.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little side story. She's interviewed, and there's video of her talking about what happened too. And the cops are like, do you think that he truly loved you, or do you think it was just something that Chad and Lori wanted?
Almost like an arranged marriage.
Yeah, yeah. And she's like, I ask myself a lot of the same thing. And so actually, there's a quick side story. So when they got married, Alex was like, hey, Zulema, I can give you a massage. I can give you, like, they got married in Las Vegas. He's like, I can give you a massage. How about I give you a massage? She's like, okay, sounds good. He had been a massage therapist, actually, Alex. But his license got taken away for sexual misconduct.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if he was trying to bone his.
One would imagine his massages got a little inappropriate.
Yes, a little handsy. So he's like, yeah, I'll give you a massage. You look tense. And she's like, oh, it sounds great. He's like, okay, well, we got to stop at the hardware store. I need to get like a plastic, big piece of plastic.
I'm sorry, my massages don't go with tarps.
Well, you haven't had a good massage.
Apparently I haven't. Is there a lot of oil involved? We're trying to protect the sheets. Like, what's happening here that we need a tarp?
That's what his reasoning was. That there's going to be oil and I don't want to get it on the sheets. Okay. So also you have visions of a Dexter style thing here. Where it's like,
we're trying to keep the area clean.
I'm going to murder you and I'm going to package it all together and then go
nice,
bury
easy
you
cleanup.
somewhere. Correct. So she, in this massage, she starts to become very, very drowsy.
Maybe she had some eggs.
Yes, there's probably some eggs in the room. She's like in and out of sleep. She explained it where she's like waking up and hearing him talking to somebody. She didn't know if he was talking to Chad and Lori and maybe like, yeah, it's happening or whatever. Finally, each of their spouses are pretty much targets to be killed, basically. And she's like, I don't know. I was in and out of sleep and finally just woke up and,
everything was fine.
Yeah, everything was fine. So I don't know if I believe that because Alex has no problem killing people. Maybe he actually loved her. Who knows? So I don't know.
Oh my God.
But anyway, so now we're back to Alex being dead here. Okay. An autopsy was performed. It was determined he died of blood clots in his lungs.
Oh, so he might have just naturally died?
Yes.
Wow.
So interesting timing.
That is very interesting timing.
Yeah. Because at the time also, he was getting a little wise to things. He was starting to be like, I think they're just using me as a hitman.
Oh my God. Now all of a sudden he's seeing the light?
Yeah. And then Zulema's like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? And he's like, nothing. So she didn't know about all this shit in the background.
Wow.
She knew that he was not happy with Chad and Lori, the way he was being treated by them.
Well, hello, you're being manipulated. Like, they're holding the puppet strings and you are doing whatever they want you to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know what his role is in JJ and Tylee, but it's probably not good.
Yeah, it's definitely something. Zulema said he'd been complaining of chest pains for about a week.
Okay, so a PE got him.
Yep. All right, so now we go to January 25th.
And we're still looking for the kids.
Correct. So they're looking for the kids. Lori's like, they're somewhere.
You're their mother.
They're in Arizona. Oh, I forgot they're in.
No, right away, something is not right. A mother knows where her two children are.
Correct. So January 25th, authorities served Lori an order requiring her to produce her children.
Please and thank you.
They're like, find them.
Because this, like, you don't hop off to friggin' Hawaii while we're searching for your kids. You don't do that.
Yep. So this went all the way to February 20th. She refused to comply.
Oh my God. And she's just living her best life out in the world?
Yeah, mostly in Hawaii.
Mostly in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Do they have a lot of money?
Well, I mean, a lot of these religious places, they just take money from their people. They convince them to give a lot. I mean, no, it's great to give to a church. Don't get me wrong. I'm saying
you're saying that sometimes there's
the cults have some bad
fingers in the pot.
Correct. So, yeah, after failing to comply, Lori was arrested in Hawaii on February 20th.
Oh my gosh, finally.
2 weeks later, she was extradited to Idaho. And actually, quick little side story. I thought I put it in here.
We got a lot of little side stories here.
This isn't even a side story. So the people from Dateline, they went to Hawaii. I mean, during this was a huge story, right?
Where was I? What was I doing? Sleeping through the world? How did I miss this?
Yeah. I mean, and so I'm sure a lot of people know about it already, but they went to Hawaii and they walked up to Chad and Lori. And the guy's like, hey, Lori, Chad, hey guys. And they turned around. They thought it was somebody from the resort, like kind of like asking them.
So they're just beaching. They're sitting in a cabana with like a pina colada at this point.
At this point, they were walking along somewhere. They were walking out of the resort, going to the car maybe.
Does she not work that she's able to be flitting over to Hawaii very often?
Well, she works hard. Her mission is
eliminating the zombies.
Correct.
She didn't actually have a job.
Well, that was her job. That was her mission. I mean, I think she was a hairdresser back in the day. So
but flexible that she's going over to Hawaii often. Sorry, that's just like a side thought.
No, that's a good question. So she basically, whatever money they're getting from this cult is what they are. So yeah, the guy comes up to him, hey, Chad, Lori, where are the kids? Guys, where are the kids? And they're like, no comment.
But they're on film with
correct,
us.
Correct. It's awesome to see it because it's like so damning.
No
it's like,
comment.
Yeah, like what the fuck's wrong with you? Where are your kids, you idiot? Like,
well, they've done something bad.
absolutely. Chad's walking faster. He's trying to just look down at the ground. Lori's like, looking like $1 million and just,
I'm so disgusted.
Yeah.
And this is like right as the pandemic was kind of getting going, so I'm surprised like it wasn't really overshadowed by the pandemic.
Oh yeah, you would think everybody would get into it.
Because this is but I'm saying is that the whole world was basically all COVID talk come March.
So
I'm
why
surprised that maybe I didn't hear about it because it was overshadowed by the pandemic.
You're right. That's probably what happened.
That's what I'm guessing.
So even after Lori's arrest, they arrested her. They brought her back to Idaho. Even after her arrest, they refused to say where the children were. There's even a video. Oh, yeah, I just talked about what I said.
So was she saying, I don't know where they are, or was she saying, like, nothing?
No comment.
Okay,
Nothing.
no comment.
Yep. Pleading the fifth, basically. On June 9th, 2020, the FBI, police, and Fremont County Sheriff's Office searched Chad Daybell's home and his property.
Because there's a text about the yard, and they're pinging to the yard.
Yep, there's GPS, shows Alex was there.
Got the raccoon getting shot and buried in the pet cemetery.
Correct. So everything's pointing here. Authorities dug in the areas of the backyard where Alex Cox's cell phone had pinged in September 2019. Tragically, they uncovered human remains buried in shallow graves.
That is so horrible.
Yep. JJ had been buried under a tree. He was still wearing the red pajamas that he had on the last picture taken of him. Unfortunately, he was like, I guess, wrapped in a plastic and just kind of left out there. Already dead.
Yeah. Well, he was buried.
Yeah. Investigators found Tylee's grave in Daybell's pet cemetery. I guess she was dismembered.
Oh my God.
And burned. So he tried to...
These people are the sickest of the sick.
Now, they say JJ may have been burned as well, but I only found that Tylee really was burned.
What was their causes of death?
You know what? They didn't say. So, they didn't say.
Okay.
That might be part of the investigation. You know what? That's probably part of the investigation,
okay.
too. So, that's all going to come out. Prosecutors believe she was buried in the same location Chad Daybell referenced when he texted Tammy Daybell 9 months earlier.
About the raccoon.
Correct. And just a little thing, like investigators dug up part of the pet cemetery, found no raccoon.
No, of course not. The raccoon was in reference to Tylee.
Correct. But then Daybell's family comes to his defense, and they're like, well, there's a second pet cemetery. He was probably looking at that one.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Like, okay. Enough about the raccoon.
There's bodies buried in his yard.
There's dead children in your yard. Yeah. Chad Daybell was arrested. There's a video of people like driving by while he's getting arrested and being like, Chad Daybell, woo, you suck, or something like that. Like, it was a big story, obviously. There was on Dateline, they said he was arrested as he was leaving, but I think that happened earlier. I think they got their timeline screwed up a little bit.
Oh.
According to but it doesn't matter. So he was charged with 3 counts of first-degree murder and conspiracy in connection with the deaths of Tylee, JJ, and his wife Tammy. He pleaded not guilty, naturally. His trial is scheduled for the summer of 2022, and prosecutors are seeking the death penalty.
Wow. So summer of 2022.
Correct.
Wow.
For right now, until they delay it again and whatever. And I'm sure he's going to plead insanity or whatever. Who knows?
But neither is taking any accountability of these murders.
Correct.
And Alex is gone.
Yes. Rumors are, so there's this reporter in Idaho that's done a really great job of a lot of this. He said he spoke to the attorney for Chad Daybell, and he said that he isn't looking to take any kind of plea deal for less charges. It's basically he's taking this all the way.
Okay.
So it's either he's dead or getting off.
Right.
Basically. But who knows what will happen. Lori Daybell was charged with first-degree murder for the deaths of JJ and Tylee. So Chad's got JJ, Tylee, and Tammy. Lori has JJ and Tylee.
Not Tammy.
Correct. It sounds like Daybell's lawyer is going to attempt to split the charges because right now they're being charged together as husband and wife on JJ and Tylee. So it sounds like the lawyer is going to try to split it. meaning that their strategy is going to likely be to go after Lori and Alex. So go after his wife, that is his, the person that he's always been with forever. But he hasn't done it yet, but it sounds like that's what's going to happen, which makes sense if you're going to try to pin it on her. Now, kind of looking into everything, who was the puppet master? Was it Chad? Probably Chad.
I'm guessing it was Chad.
Right. But was he the one that killed the kids? It was probably Alex.
I'm guessing probably Alex, based on the fact that he had gone and done, shot at Brandon. He was probably the one standing in front of Tammy with the gun. However, Chad did send the text about him shooting the raccoon. Was that a euphemism to shooting the kids?
And here's the problem, that you have to prove that you have the gun, the smoking gun, basically. You got to find how they were killed and that he was in possession of whatever killed them.
Right. Either way, we know that they were involved.
Yeah. Yeah. At the very least.
Because a mother doesn't go to a vacation while her kids are missing.
Well, it's a matter of proving it at this point. They did it.
Yeah. And if they didn't do it, they were involved in it.
Right.
And arranged it.
Yeah. They're complicit. It's a
I can have somebody kill you. Maybe I didn't do it, but I'm still charged for it, whatever, because I was involved.
Yeah. Not even complicit. They did it.
Yeah. Whether or not they pulled the trigger or whatever it is they did, they were the puppet masters.
Yep. In June of 2021, this year, Lori Daybell was also charged with conspiring to murder Charles Vallow.
Of course. We see the text there.
Yep. Where, the police believe she planned the shooting of her husband with Alex.
Now, was Charles cremated? Because I know you had said that Chad had called and tried to arrange that to happen.
I believe so.
So anyone can just call and be like, my name's Peter Willis, and I'm the second cousin once removed of so-and-so, and I want them cremated. Okay, sir, he's being put into the incinerator now.
Yep, we'll do it this weekend.
You can't do that. You have to have, family, sign off.
Right. Well, I'm sure they had sign off with Lori, right?
I'm just absolutely baffled by this.
I mean, if I was getting burned up, then they would get your signature.
Right.
Even if you killed me, I'd be like, oh, okay. Once they determined, okay, yeah, it was an accident, he got shot. Yeah, okay, he's gone.
This whole thing just disgusts me.
Yep. So that same month, a judge in June this year, a judge ruled Lori incompetent to stand trial while she receives mental health treatment. So not insanity, but incompetent.
Incompetent.
Yeah. And I guess so, you can obviously, a lot of people are like, well, she's faking it and whatever, but there's professionals that know what to look for, and
of course, and see through the bullshit that they might be pretending.
Yeah, you would think.
Yeah.
And obviously she truly believes that this is her mission, and that Chad's a god, and that she's a goddess. So if she truly believes that, then yeah, she's probably incompetent of understanding that she's murdering, her children. She's probably like, no, I saved them. I didn't. She might be like, I didn't murder my children. They were zombies. My kid, those are not my kids, basically, So at this point, it's like, no, she can't understand that it's murder. She's on this other planet.
Right.
So I kind of, and that's going to be the situation until they can work with her and then eventually say she's competent enough to stand trial.
Right.
Kind of get her off of this. She's not yet entered a plea. Her case is on hold. So obviously there's tons of people talking about it on the internet and stuff. That's kind of the situation we're in. Quickly in September, Chad and Tammy's children, speaking publicly for the first time together, told 48 Hours they believe their father's innocent. They think he was framed. Daybell's daughter, Emma Murray, says she believes Chad was framed by Alex Cox and Lori Vallow Daybell.
So somebody snuck into the house in the night and killed Tammy while Chad just slept there next to her?
Well, their defense is going to be they have a lot of land and there's no security cameras, and you can you can pretty much go anywhere. But clearly on these pictures you can find online, I mean, it's right behind their house.
I'm just shocked that the kids are defending their father because their mother is dead. And we know that their father 2 weeks later married Lori. I'm shocked that they're defending their father.
Yeah, so he must be a good manipulator.
Wow, he's a powerful man.
Yeah, and they also said, another thing they said was he was obviously a professional gravedigger. He knows how to dig graves.
Yeah.
The kids were only dug a few feet down or whatever. It wasn't a professional job. It was hurried. Yeah. So the flip side of that is you just killed kids. You got to get rid of their bodies. You're not going to do a professional 6 foot under kind of thing.
Which tells me that maybe it was like not a planned thing because I don't know.
Well, he can't have a grave sitting there waiting for kids to be put in when his wife and kids live there.
Oh, God.
So it's, he probably did the best he could. I'm sure. So that's their excuse, saying we have a lot of property, but whatever, people were dead and buried in your house. Okay, buddy. So I mean, it's going to be really interesting to see where this trial goes. Hopefully, man, he just gets the worst.
I hope so.
I mean, it's a really, really sad situation. But
yeah.
So that's the story. We got an hour and 50 minutes, our longest one ever.
I'm sorry, an hour and how much?
50.
Holy shit.
Yeah. I'm glad we can get it all done in one fell swoop here. There's a lot of little details, but I think I did a pretty decent job of finding most of them. So
yeah, wow, that is a lot of information and very, very heavy and disgusting.
Yeah,
like my stomach feels sick.
Yeah, it's sad. Anytime kids are involved, it's really, really sad. But these people are just fucked.
Yeah.
So. You're all caught
good
up.
Job. You did a lot of research there, pal.
Yeah, it was a lot. And hopefully did a good enough job for everybody. But yeah, there's tons of police video out there. Go look at, you can YouTube it. There's 48 Hours. Dateline did, I think, 5 shows.
Wow.
So the most recent one just came out in September. Go watch that one.
Yeah, and obviously more is to come because, they're sitting there in trial or whatever is coming summer of 2022 potentially.
Yep.
So we'll see what happens.
Yep, exactly. So, hey, thanks for listening. Please give us a 5-star rating wherever your podcasts are sold. And tell a friend. Hey, get crazy. Tell a friend about us. Okay?
Yeah, and thanks for sticking around for almost 2 hours.
Yeah, we appreciate you.
All right, we'll see you next time. Bye.
If you like the show, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. It really does help the show to grow. Thank you for listening.